Yo, you tuned in to Guerilla Cross Radio.
Yo, what's up, and welcome to another episode of Unnamed Sports Show right here on Guerilla Cross Radio. Streaming live on GuerillaCross.com, the Guerilla Cross app, and we're broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street. This is our first primetime show. Woo. And I know Dave's super excited about that.
Very much so.
You haven't been here on a Tuesday in a long time.
No, that's not my day.
A few weeks.
Not his day.
It will be if it's if that's where we're going late night.
Dope. I'm your host, Quan59. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday, 2 p.m. West Coast time. And sitting on my right is Thunder Lover 199, Death Star Dave Nobles in the building.
That felt unnecessary. that was a low blow to start the show, man. Come on now.
See, when we do primetime shows, primetime things happen. So sports is active.
We get to see me call out a Thunder loss as it happens. Exactly how it will happen.
And if Josh would have been on time, we would have been able to call that out like during the live show.
Probably a good idea he wasn't, because you would have heard some words that were unnecessary.
We would have had to edit the podcast.
The expletives would have flown.
Definitely. We got Dominique Josh, the human late film, in the building.
That's all right. I'm going to be late. It's Project Neon.
You better speak into that mic.
I'm on the mic.
Now you are.
All right. Hold on. Like I said, I'll be
microphone
late.
etiquette by.
I'll be late simply because of Project Neon. So that's
okay.
That's my excuse.
That works. I'll give you a pass on that. But we all have Project Neon too.
No, you don't. You come from the other side.
I actually was here all day. We got my man Hollywood Steve Huff in the building. What's good?
Oh man, living the dream.
You're growing that hair out a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm about to.
Thick. The curl is just not quite turning over.
I know, yeah, it's about to get cut, man. I'm going back and forth between cutting it, letting it grow. Like
he said, you look like Kevin Durant, bro. Don't take
Whoa.
that from him.
Listen, with all due respect to Kevin Durant,
No, that's
his hair has not been right since college. I thought it would get better when he got money.
When he got money,
no,
it got worse. It got legit worse. At least in college, he was a starving college student. Now it's just like
you're
you just don't care.
Multi-millionaire. You just really like having bad hair.
You just like having bad hair.
Have you ever seen those memes where they actually take the brush to Kevin Durant's head?
Oh gosh.
And they and then waves appear. And it's like, I don't know.
I think the brush gets repelled. Like that brush, it's like a force field on there. Like
That's messed up.
This is my winter due. It's it's about to go because it's getting warm outside.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I respect the curl, Steve. Yeah. Just the gray starts popping out when the curl comes out.
You know what though? Ladies like the gray.
Is that really all? Is it really curls though? Is it like?
No, he got the soul glow up there. That's the soul glow.
Patches though.
A little bit longer, and you can make it happen.
It's patches of curls.
You just call him Patch. You just call him Patch Adams though. I'm not Patch Adams.
Man.
Oh my Lord, Eric LaSalle just spraying.
Hit me, baby.
Oh man,
that was a good movie.
We got a special guest in the building, Lisa Diaz from Betting in Hills. What's up?
What's going up, fellas?
She's a little bit nervous, so I want everyone watching on the Facebook Live. If you're watching on Facebook Live, first of all, please share it with all your people. She's a little bit nervous, but she has no reason to be nervous, right?
Right.
Because you're a sports bettor, handicapper. Tell us about what you do and what Betting in Hills is.
Well, I'm here because I like to bet. I love to sports bet. I'm very good at it. I've been doing this for 15 years.
Wow.
15 years.
Nice.
Veteran.
Yes.
For real.
Yes. A lot of the groups, the Facebook groups, they know me. Everybody know who I am in the Facebook group. I'm very active in the Wise group. Big shout out to the Wise group.
Hey.
Right.
There's others I am active, but I've been so focused on finishing my degree in business and sports betting. So, but basically,
get up on that mic just a little more.
I'm here because I would like to expand what I have
Yeah.
and help females bet.
Yeah.
Help
And
females shoot. Help me. Bump that.
I can help
There's
y'all.
There's
I know a lot of
there's
people that need some
there's a
help
lot
there.
of people.
I mean, Josh, if you're betting in hills, though,
Hey,
I
look
mean,
here,
just make
look
sure you
here.
just make
Is-
sure you
if
stay
that's a
on Karen in
prerequisite-
Paradise.
If that's a prerequisite, you know what I mean? There's always
That's a
William
bet to
Hill.
win.
There's always William Hill. You know what I mean?
We'll call you William Heel.
I'm William Heels.
Betting in
Betting
sneakers,
in William
baby.
Hills.
Betting in Jordans.
Do platforms count?
Hey, look, wedges. Like we got a lot of different versions of female shoes that we can rock out. There's no problem. If I look in betting in heels, if I would have taken that UMBC bet for 800
Oh, I
to
had
make
them
16
too.
grand. No, you
You'd
did
be
not.
betting in houses.
You had that?
Mm-hmm. And the spread, especially Syracuse. I had Syracuse plus 10.
What?
I had Syracuse the money line, and I had Syracuse second half.
Wait, so how much money did
That's
you win
straight
out here
knowledge.
this weekend?
Wow.
I'm out.
I am not allowed to
Yeah,
say
don't
that.
give the
Wait a
totals.
minute.
The
No,
government
all right.
pays attention to this
So
sometimes.
the end of the night, we will be exchanging.
Hold on,
numbers.
we saw this past week that Facebook does the government does check out through Facebook.
Oh,
So
gosh.
so don't
That's all right.
don't put her
Yeah.
business.
We'll be talking about Facebook
Steve-
in the pop
Just know
culture.
she did
segment.
well.
Steve should be worried. That's a Steve issue. Joshua,
Hey.
look, I've gone back asleep. I don't post any more of my doomsday stuff. I was on the radar for about 2 years, and then I was like, I don't like the way my YouTube looks.
You just went back to
Look.
your flat Earth post,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's right. That's it. I just
Flat Earth, oh great.
Never post financial information on social accounts. Any of them.
Amen.
Any of them. Trust me.
Heavyweight Huff was out that night.
Yeah, man. Hold on, man. Didn't you have bands like about a week ago?
Man, I clearly posted that those bands are not my bands.
No,
You know what that
did not
means?
say that. I
posted-
was very confused.
I
was like, okay,
posted
Steve.
a legit statement on
All right, bro.
Facebook that says
He was
when I
flossing
post
out there.
cash, it ain't my cash.
You know what that means?
So don't ask me for
That's
money.
his cash.
That's his cash.
My man had a good. He had
That's
a
my
good
cash.
night
Don't
at
tell the government.
A
That's
good
what that
night
means.
at the tables is what happened.
Can I get a
No.
loan? I need a loan.
That's exactly what was happening. People were asking me for money, and I'm like, "This ain't my money. Like, this ain't mine."
I didn't get drafted yesterday.
Right.
Oh man, that's too funny.
Stop flossing,
Oh.
Steve.
I wish.
Floss on. That's all right. Just know what comes with flossing. 3 a.m.
Cousins.
calls. Yeah, cousins. Hey man.
So you Lisa, you were out here for March Madness. Obviously, this whole weekend was crazy. Where do you watch the games at? Do you go to sporadic places, or do you kind of hang out in one spot?
Oh, I go to the strip, but mainly I'm focused on being here in the Fremont. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't like being around all the people,
Yeah.
and I'm a veteran here, so I come here every year.
Yeah.
There's not a March I have not been here.
Yeah.
So I did everything mostly here in Fremont
Cool.
experience, watching all the games at probably the D. I like
Yeah.
going to the D. And to go to Nugget, so that's where I am. I went when the first day I came down here, I went to the Planet Hollywood and Cosmopolitan to watch the second rounds.
Okay.
So yeah, I was around.
You don't live here?
No, I live in Arizona.
Oh, all right. So we definitely have to exchange information. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
Very good to know.
Yeah, and Todd, who's not here, actually inviting her to the show because for those of you that watch the show, you've seen Todd twice in the past 8 months. And during that time, he got his wife pregnant, and so they're having a baby, and he's at Lamont's class tonight. So
That's right.
Not even a joke.
him and Steve had a very good discussion in our chat
Oh,
group
my
at 10
goodness.
o'clock at night last night about it.
We
And
heard words I never thought I'd ever speak.
I feel like
on a-
Steve
on a
needs to
chat.
let the people know what his theory is on these types of classes. I think the world needs some education on that.
Please,
All
Steve.
right. Well, here's the thing. If you find yourself in a class and there are no black people there, leave. Like, you're being sold something that they only sell to white people. And
we
I'm not,
buy. We
and
always
listen,
buy.
This is
and
at
listen,
Summerlin
this
Hospital.
This
It
is
is
not
taking place at Summerlin
This is
Hospital.
not me selling
Very
anything
Not
or
Sunrise.
bashing
not
anybody.
UMC.
I think if you're having a baby at home where it's like you, your wife, and a midwife, then yeah, you probably need to learn some stuff. But in a hospital, there's never a point in time where the doctor's gonna look up and be like, "Hey, you, we need
You're
you.
in.
Like you're in. It's your time right now."
Dave,
like,
you're on
like
deck.
trust me,
That's why I got into kids later, man. I wasn't involved in any of that.
I mean, trust me, like there's nothing you're gonna learn in a Lamaze class that you're gonna actually use when you're kicking that baby out.
Do you understand what you actually will learn though?
What?
The placenta. That right there
Whoa,
in the
whoa.
afterbirth.
Man, look,
I wasn't
let me tell you,
prepared. I wasn't prepared.
there is
Hey,
no
they were talking
preparation
about it
for it.
on the group chat
There is
There's
no
the-
You got a baby?
preparation.
Josh,
There's no-
Josh,
you got a baby?
How do you know so much about this?
because
You got a
look,
baby, Josh?
No.
Oh.
But I've been a part of enough.
He's like, I wasn't prepared for that.
pregnancies.
Like, why are you in the room anywhere else
Look,
during someone's
hold on.
pregnancy?
Look,
By I've been a part of enough pregnancies. What does that mean?
I would have a problem being in my
Let's see,
own
I've got
girls.
5 nieces and nephews.
But why are you in there?
I'm not,
You're
in,
not
there.
in there. But then how
I've seen video.
of your family?
No, but of
So
other
you guys have
families.
like family videos like
No.
once a year, like the first
No.
birthday where you watch the birth?
No.
You have like some closed Facebook group of some stuff nobody
Jerome
wants to see?
wasn't trying to go in there, but he was in there.
You look at your sister-in-law funny after that video.
Oh, no, that
tribute.
didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Man, that birthday
didn't
ain't
happen.
something you want to see, man.
No, but I've seen enough.
Wow.
One time is enough. Mm-mm. It's not. It's
But you
not-
said you've seen enough. I mean,
Yeah,
I
enough.
mean, there's a lot of threads dangling here that I don't want to pull on. It just
Dave,
feels like it's going to take
Dave,
us to a bad place.
I've seen cousins videos.
this might be a
See?
you like family members?
Yeah, and then I've
Not like in a health class or something, like a family member.
Not health class, but then I've also seen I've actually
Oh.
also watched
No.
documentaries. Yeah,
Man, yeah.
I,
that
you
ain't-
got some people try
For
to
fun?
get prepared for fatherhood, sir. I did my research.
I mean, there's different ways to get prepared.
I did
for
my
fatherhood,
research.
I believe.
That's all right.
Look, man, just show up. Ask your wife, what do you need? Just let her know you're there. I mean, it's going to be a bunch of hand holding, a bunch of you can do it, a bunch of just repeating what the doctor say. And after that, I mean, it's between her, the doctor, and whenever the baby want to come out. I mean, it ain't much as a man you can do other than just.
You've done your job.
Yeah, I've done it twice. Like, you know what I mean? What I mean?
Wow.
I watched both of my kids fall out of there.
Not
Cut
fall
the-
out.
Fallout.
Move
Man, trust
on.
me.
Move on.
There's a lot of pushing, but when the baby comes out, it's
Fallout.
gravity's taking it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
hey,
goodness.
it's just-
Unnamed placenta show.
Hey,
Where have we gone?
Placenta.
Oh my
Hey.
lord.
Wow.
you don't trust me.
That
Like,
in the dangle thread.
it ain't much training. So if you're paying money,
And Steve
To
wants to
be-
keep going with
no,
it.
I'm just saying that I'm wrapping it up right
Steve's
here.
not done with the placenta.
if you're paying money to be trained to watch nature take its course, you're being ripped off.
Okay, all right.
That's the point I'm
bring it
making.
home, bring it
That's
home.
the point I'm making.
He,
There you go.
landed his plane.
Thank
He
God.
landed
And
his
black
plane.
people ain't getting ripped off because we ain't got that kind of money to be paying for breathing classes or whatever you call
Oh my god.
Lamaze.
Lamaze classes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to sports betting with Lisa.
I don't know how we turned into placentas.
I mean, Josh, I think you kind of.
You know what? Where's the change?
Yeah,
'Cause
I was just
actually,
gonna say
deserve that. I deserve that because I put him on that.
All right. There we go. I was
Give me
like, hold
Monique.
on, wait a minute.
This is
You got to give him Monique. For those of you that don't know who Monique is, anytime the subject matter gets off beat, anytime someone says something like, if we ask a trivia question and Steve answers how he usually answers, you get Monique, the chain. And we named him Monique for a reason. Dave, tell us why it's named Monique, because you're actually the reason why it's named Monique.
It's named Monique because of Steve's 25-minute diatribe on Monique and Netflix. That's why.
Dude, he went off on that. So
Steve went,
no. He didn't just go off.
I
He
was
came in
interested
prepared.
and involved in
He
the
had notes.
conversation,
He had
but
notes.
Steve
notes.
went deep. He turned a whole different page in his
Literally.
notebook that was
Literally.
just Monique facts.
And
In
you can see
1996.
You can see his face preparing for it, too, by the end of the show. He wanted nothing to do with sports. You could tell the whole show.
Nope, he was ready. He's like, is it time now?
Is it Monique?
Can I
Like
go?
his face, and you heard that page flip. We all, it was like a wind just kind of.
Everybody backed up.
It's like I
And
felt
Steve
like
rose. I don't know if you saw it. He levitated a little bit on his seat.
yeah, Steve caught fire. I thought I was part of the conversation, but really I was just swept up in the wake.
hey,
He just carried me with him.
look that it had to be killed
Look,
off. It had to
get
be
your
ended.
hands off the notebook, Steve. We're not getting back
There's
into
not
it.
enough
I'm
pages
not,
there.
I'm not going back
Oh
to it.
my
It's dead. It's done.
I don't think so. I
Wow.
think if we really started talking about it again,
No,
no.
Steve would be like,
Okay,
please
and then
no.
I have more
can't.
notes.
All right, no more. All right, Betting in Heels by Lisa Diaz.
See, I told you, Lisa,
Bro,
you're fine.
Lisa.
You're perfectly fine, girl.
You're probably Lisa.
Just live your life on radio. That's it. That's
You're
it.
just killing me over here.
That's it.
Oh goodness.
So how do you make your bets?
Yeah, like what would you consider to be a good, like what are some facts that
Good job,
people that
Josh.
don't know what they're doing or
Yeah.
they're
Because
not
most of us
well-versed.
don't know what we're doing.
That's why I suck.
We pick some. I mean, ladies, for instance, you know how to bet, and there's probably a lot of ladies that do. You get some of those ladies that pick like, I like their uniform.
The Wildcats, they sound dangerous.
No.
You like that one? I used that,
That
one
was
at the
good.
barbershop earlier.
That was
Everybody
good.
was rolling.
I've
I thought that was
I've
a
heard
strong
that.
one.
I've heard
Josh is
something
like,
similar.
watch,
Yeah.
guys, I'm using this on the show
Yeah.
tonight. Tune in.
Hold up.
That was the warm up.
We put
Like,
that in the back
you
pocket.
gotta go. You gotta
I
go on
gotta
the road
try it
with
out in
your-
the shop
That's right.
first.
He said, make sure you guys tune in at 8:15 because the show starts at 7:30.
7:30, but I ain't gonna be there.
If it worked in the barbershop, it'll work on air. I know it will.
Anyways, let Lisa talk, Josh.
I have to collect my thoughts because y'all killing me here.
Oh,
Okay. There's a lot of research I do. I do the against the spread research because I mostly do the spreads in the first half and second half.
Okay.
So I do. I watch how they play, how the players play, the team, their home and away. I'm also very watch online movement. I'm a big live movement person, so I like to watch who the public's taking
Yeah.
and who I can go opposite, and that's what I focus on, is on all those factors, and
Wow.
that's how I bring my conclusion to what I like and who I chose. And really, it's a lot of statistical work and a lot of math that you got to go down because there's a lot.
So you really study this.
Mad
It's not just
Yeah.
going in
sports.
there.
Okay.
Do you
Yeah,
find
yeah.
like some trends that have kind of popped out for you that maybe are kind of leading you in the second week?
Yes. It's hard because sometimes you can follow the public or just like fade the public. So you have to like really go in
Yeah.
deep in how the teams are playing and how they played recently in previous March Madness and how they're like getting in there because there was a lot of upsets and nobody did not pick half of these teams. Of
Yeah.
Cinderella teams
They had the
that are
wrong
coming
upset
in.
picks.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Like Texas A&M, Syracuse, everybody was all on Michigan State. So I'm like,
They were
They
my
didn't-
final.
they
They
didn't
were my
watch-
championship game. I had
them Final Four,
I
but I
had-
didn't carry them any further.
I had
than that.
Arizona and Michigan State.
yes, everybody had Arizona or
Not Arizona going
State
down.
as well. So it was a big difference because I'm so used to all the
Yeah.
seeds winning in every year. So I'm like, okay, this gonna probably be a different. So I went.
I said it was going to be a
opposite.
year where there weren't going to be a whole lot of top
Yeah.
seeds though.
Exactly.
I just
Yeah.
because a lot of the top seeds again, they didn't have the coaches. They didn't have the coaches or they didn't have veteran players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, those veteran players when it gets to this point in the season, they've been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Freshmen, they think they know, but then once the lights really come on, it's a March Madness is a different animal. It just is.
I agree with that because with Syracuse, they were the last four to get in. Nobody didn't even expect them to come in.
I still don't think they belonged in.
But they have
Hey,
that
they're showing they belong.
They have that experience. They always been made it to the March Madness. Almost like every four, they always make it, even if they like.
Listen,
get
Boeheim's a really good coach,
Yeah.
Hall of
especially
Fame,
in the
Hall of Fame
tournament.
coach. Hall of Fame
Right.
coach.
Not only is he a good
Yes.
coach, but you see most of these college teams, most of them don't have a zone offense.
Yeah.
No.
Not
Like
well,
I
and
knew
especially
Arizona
not-
State was going to lose to them because they had no zone offense.
especially a zone offense that for this time of year where it's like, and then they have one of the best zones in the country always perennially.
because he's the guy. I mean,
Yep.
Krzyzewski just flat out stole it because
Oh
Duke
my
can't
goodness.
play man to man.
Yeah, they cannot.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness! Oh, here I'm gonna turn it back to me. The game. What game was that? Who were they playing?
You can name about any game
No,
this year.
Davidson weren't. No, they weren't playing Davidson. Who was playing
was
Davidson?
Kentucky.
Kentucky was playing Davidson. No, Duke was playing
Iona
Not Iona.
or
The game
Rhode
after
Island.
It was Iona. It was
Okay.
Iona, and Iona was baking them for like
Yep.
about a good
Until they went
10-minute
zone.
stretch, and they went zone, and it was like crickets, and I was
Yeah.
like, dope. I thought Iona had them.
Yeah.
Well,
They had them on the ropes for a minute.
if you look at
They
that
came
zone,
back.
that's a lot of big. I mean, even
Yeah.
Grayson Allen's like 6'5".
Yeah.
You know, you got
Yeah.
Carter, Bagley's out there to the side. Bagley's not even like the
Yeah.
center in that zone.
Yeah.
You got Carter back there in the middle. You bring a guy like Bolden off the bench occasionally, who's
Yeah.
gigantic.
Who's another just I have, a 12-foot wingspan.
Yeah, it's they
Yeah,
they're not a deep team either. So sometimes that zone helps conserve the energy too.
Yeah. It keeps guys a little bit fresher for the second half.
But it was fun. I mean, I was watching, all weekend. Thursday, I seriously watched from 9 a.m. to 10:30. Like, I was watching all day. I didn't get up.
Like a good person should.
Exactly. Friday, I had to work, so I had on the tablet. So, I was
Okay.
watching Virginia lose with
Oh.
passengers in the car. So, everybody was going crazy with that.
Yeah.
I was so happy. to
One
see
of us
That was
missed seeing
beautiful.
that live. The person who watches more.
And Dave,
He's an idiot.
I want to talk to you about that. We're texting in the group, and Dave's like, "Wait, they lost?" Like, he didn't know what's going on.
I remember. Weren't you? Where
So
were you going?
I watch games all day long. It's my friend around the same time every year. It's my friend's birthday too. His wife decides this year they want to do an escape room.
Oh, that's right.
They want to do an
That's
escape room.
That's
They
right.
moved it from Saturday to Friday for reasons unknown to anyone.
right.
So we go in and it's like, of course, before we leave the hotel, because we're right over down here at Golden Nugget.
Wait. The most important part: did you escape?
Yeah, we made it.
How long? How many minutes?
Well, we barely had any time to spare.
Okay.
I will tell you, if you ever do an escape room,
I've done it.
two things. This is the first time I ever did it. One, pick a leader.
Um,
Two, go with only people that you know. Because we went with some other people that we had no clue who they were. One person was helpful. The other three were not helpful at all. The other three were in the negative.
Quan, have you done it?
No.
Oh,
Pick a
I
leader.
ain't done it now.
That is
Oh,
what I
you
will
got
tell
it.
you. A
Well-
leader that coordinates everybody else, or most of your people half the time are wasting time.
Well, if you
Anyway,
did
we're
you-
getting. Hold on.
Okay, go
Don't
ahead,
take
go ahead.
Monique from me yet.
Go-
He was trying.
I'm
So-
trying my best.
Of course.
I look-
He's
she
like,
looks-
that
she
Tim
looks-
look really good on
she
this
looks- she
throwback
looks- she
Hawks
looks
jersey.
best. She looks best in the 80s.
Me and some of my best friends, we watch games all of the first couple days every year without fail. The one time we're in a place with no TVs,
Cell
cell
phone
phones,
service.
or any contact with the outside world,
Ridiculous.
what happens?
History.
That has never happened
History.
in the history of
life.
basketball.
Yeah.
0-135, and we come out and phones are just exploding. Well, it's like, not only did Virginia lose, they lost by 20.
One of the
Yeah.
biggest upsets in
Yeah.
sports history. I mean, that's
it's
that-
hands
that's up
down.
there with everything.
Hands down. You put it. It's that might be a Mount Rushmore upset right there. That's like Miracle on Ice stuff.
Yeah.
That's like craziness.
But see,
And of course,
Especially
I
with the
didn't see-
blowout. It
I
wasn't
didn't-
a
the blowout.
lucky
Yeah,
a
it
lucky
was-
shot at the
yeah.
end.
And let me
Yeah.
tell you,
They handled him the whole second
worst,
half.
The worst part was a certain person,
Uh-oh.
me,
Okay.
before we leave the hotel room, looks around to everybody and says, "Listen, I think we're really close to a 16 seed winning, but it's not going to be today, and it's not going to be Virginia. Let's go."
no way you said that.
100%.
You
I
said
said it.
that out
I have
loud?
witnesses that can promise you I said
I
it.
Wow.
told you Virginia was fool's gold. I said that.
God was up there laughing like, "Ha ha ha, Dave, escape room for you."
You know, I think with Hunter healthy, it would have been a little different. But
See, I didn't know
Virginia,
they had injuries.
Virginia is
Listen,
their best.
it-
He's their best defensive player. I don't care what the Big East ACC Defensive Player of the Year rankings
But
said.
he's a six man. He comes off the bench,
But he is
which
their best
is very
defensive player.
important. But still, I don't care. You're playing a golden retriever.
well-
like their mascot's a retriever.
As much
You
credit
can't
as
lose
I,
to
as I
that
give
team.
them,
I don't care if you.
your problem is
Yo, don't
they're
be hating on
they're
DMV
built,
like that, Quan.
they're built
I know-
to
Go ahead.
hold down people that are more talented.
Okay, yeah.
They're built
yeah.
to beat Duke. They're built to beat teams like that by
But they-
out-disciplining
but
them.
They couldn't
But
beat
they caught
UMBC.
fire.
They're not beating.
You
They're
don't
not
need to
beating
cut
a
fire.
5'6"
Look.
Puerto Rican.
Ohio
not
did
built to
the
come
same
back.
thing to Georgetown. I was there.
Well, Josh, you'll love this because basically my analogy to them is they're like an Alex Smith quarterbacked NFL team. They're not built to come back.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
built
yeah.
to hold leads.
They're,
Wow.
If you-
they're built
if
not
you
to
from
make a
behind.
mistake. If the
Yeah.
So
mistake has been made,
enjoy that this year if the Redskins fall behind. by
And
the way.
listen, no lie. I had no idea what UMBC was until after the game. I had to ask Josh in the text group.
University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
Oh man.
And even 2 days later, I was still calling it UMCB. Like, I didn't know.
University of Maryland,
Baltimore County.
Yeah, because
Man,
It definitely sounds like a junior college.
It sounds like a community college. Yeah, that's I'm thinking
Dude,
like
I bet you
Maryland-
did put Old Bay on
Maryland-
everything
Maryland-
at UMBC.
We should all talk at once. It makes for great radio. Go ahead,
Maryland
Josh.
is University of Maryland College Park, but they don't put CP behind UM. You just say Maryland because that's
okay.
the main Maryland.
Okay.
And then UMBC is the baby version of the University of Maryland.
Someone
but
needs
it's
to turn their
University
volume
of
down, too.
Maryland,
Okay.
Baltimore County.
I think you got to turn your volume down.
So that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I had no idea. So I didn't know if they were from somewhere in Montana.
One
if they
of
were
the
from Oregon
one of-
somewhere.
I don't know which of the best player, but I think
There's
one
no
of them.
such thing as the best player.
No,
on that team.
no, but he
Lyles.
was from. Okay, I think
Yeah,
that
Lyles.
kid was from DeMatha.
He was really
So
good.
he was
actually.
from Maryland. He was like they had a couple of Maryland kids. So DMV
Wow.
stand up.
And Dave Odom's son was the coach there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
it's a good run for them. I mean, they could have won the second
Yeah,
game.
they were.
They just couldn't get past that down by 1 mark.
Did they?
They just couldn't score.
did they
Lyle,
cover?
Lyle didn't even. Don't
They
ask me. Ask Lisa.
They
Lisa?
covered.
Did
Yes,
they cover the
they
second? I
covered.
knew I should have daggone taken that bet.
Yeah.
I was gonna. I
Wow.
was gonna.
They
I was
definitely
thinking.
covered, yeah.
I was thinking about taking them. On the line. But I
K
wasn't-
State's missing their best player too,
wasn't
so
sure.
they definitely got that cover.
Okay.
They could have won that game. Lyle wasn't even shooting the ball the first half of the second half,
Oh, really?
which was really weird to me. It looked like what's the dude's name in Blue Chips?
Tony.
Tony.
Tony,
He kept looking up.
What he's point
Kept-
shaving?
Kept looking
I was
up.
like, Tony, what's going on, bro?
Hey, look.
It looked a little weird to me.
Hey,
Well,
that happens.
K State's like a baby Kentucky in that they have a lot. They're not like the best team, but they got a lot of athletes.
Mm.
Like
on any given night, they could just all
yeah,
be
if
completely
if they're
stretched.
hitting shots, you usually have problems because they're guys that can run past you and jump over you.
Okay.
That's been Kentucky's key like this whole tournament so far is these guys that have looked like garbage on some nights have just like dominated people and they don't even need to shoot threes.
Yeah, they just hit them shoots. Just like Duke hit. They hit every shot they make. So it's gonna be hard for Syracuse to keep up with them.
Yeah, they had a hard time when they played them before.
See that
Yeah.
2-3 though. If Duke,
But Duke knows. But see, the thing is, Duke knows the zone now.
Sure.
Coach K spun his web around Jim Boeheim and
Yeah,
like
he
brought him into
don't
the
worry,
fold.
don't worry. He
Yeah,
brought
it's
him into
okay.
USA basketball on purpose. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
100%.
Come work with me.
You know, I think we need to teach these pros about the international zone defense.
Sure. Sure.
And
they need to know
amazingly,
about
all of a
zone.
sudden,
Yeah.
Duke starts breaking out zones all the time now.
Oh,
what a
man, they
coincidence!
I think it's crazy at this level though. That teams are literally just having legit problems with zone defense. Like this is not something that is new to like a
Well,
higher level of basketball.
No, but you want to know
what I
why?
mean?
Because AAU, everyone's just out there running man.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And so we can just run and gun. Whereas zone, you have to be disciplined, like Dave said. Like you had to beat the zone, the play. Two things. One, the reason zone's even more effective now is because they've taken 5 extra seconds away. The shot clock's not 35 anymore; it's 30. So those 5 seconds, they don't seem like a lot, but that's 5 seconds of somebody else
Yeah.
cutting and screening and you know what I mean, and pinning down. Like all that stuff is right there. So zone now, if the way these kids play, because everyone wants to jack threes, so it's like zone's like go ahead,
Oh,
I think
it
that's
sucks
shoot
you into
away.
that.
That's what's
You know what I
crazy
mean?
because we teach our kids zone. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like that's it's a basic defense.
I hate zone though.
You don't have to like it. It can work.
But
you
no,
know,
no.
I mean,
If
especially
zone,
if you
zone
just
is,
have to play it
zone
well.
is
Yeah,
great
if-
if everyone is on the same
right.
page.
If you
Correct.
if
I
your
hate zone
team-
in like pickup. Like it's like
nah.
Well, nah,
freaking
pickup,
run
man.
man,
No,
run
that's
man.
an
Not a pickup.
abomination.
What are we
you have to
doing?
leave the court if
When
you play
you-
zone
no,
and
no.
pickup.
Well, not necessarily pickup, but like league out
Okay.
here where everyone's like, let's go
That's
2-3,
still an-
and I'm like, no,
It's still wrong.
because now you're gonna be lazy. If you're tired,
And
get
that's
out.
what that means.
Get out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just get
Yeah.
out. Go sit down.
I think that's where a lot of people look at zone as it's kind of a lazier offense where
Yes.
you don't
Well,
have
defense,
to run
yeah.
or lazier defense. You don't have to run. You don't have to chase your man around.
Not
Yeah.
if
You
you
just
do it
kind of
right.
guard this area.
Yeah.
But exactly,
No,
if
if you're
you're
moving-
doing it right, everybody's moving, because when one man steps out, somebody's moving over, and then you have a third man moving over. You're basically making it so the only way the offense can pass the ball is if they're doing a cross-court pass, which once that ball goes up, it's anybody's ball.
Sure.
And then you're forcing them in a 2-3 zone to shoot an outside shot.
The best zone is a rubber band. It expands and then brings back together. It expands and brings back together. When, like, you know what I mean? The reason I don't like zone is literally because everyone does two things. Everyone runs 2-3 a little different. You know what I mean?
True.
So responsibilities could be different. Like, you might see something that I don't see, or that I'm thinking something else on. You know, I love 1-3-1 if you run it.
Oh, that was my favorite.
If you run 1-3-1 and you have a dog up top, 1-3-1 is like scary defense.
See, that's what I loved doing in high school. We ran when our coach would finally smart up and let us, we would run a 1-3-1. I would be at the top because I used to not get tired.
Oh,
and I would just and for high school, 6'4" guy being the one up top, like chasing everybody around and not getting tired.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
We used to get a lot of turnovers.
That's a lot of turnovers.
And then we'd sink back into 2-3, and we would be a disaster.
We run a lot.
We
run a lot of box 1 and 1-3-1, and we got a couple guys who, you know, are point guards. They're good at defense. They move their feet. They don't get tired. They can run all day. So in that box 1 and that 1-3-1, their point guard is getting wore out. So by the time he does make a pass, it's a lazy pass to begin with, you know, or he's trying to do something with one hand.
He's trying to do too much.
Exactly. It's not going to be a good hard pass. So we get a ton of turnovers just from that. You know, I mean, there are times where even my guys are good at defense. They go to man and they play zone better. And it's not about playing lazy. They just play it better. Their defense is just that much better. Part of that could be because the offense doesn't know how to break that, because maybe some of these other teams aren't learning zone.
Well.
You know what I mean? Like you're saying,
no,
like
they're not learning at
so
all.
so that and I think that's a huge issue, because you can play man anywhere, but in that AAU court, that may be for a lot of these players the only place they learn zone.
Yeah.
So you're doing them a disservice by not teaching it to them. I mean, at least the fundamentals of it, because if you learn how to play it, you learn how to break it.
Well, if you really understand each zone, every zone has a weakness. So it's so when I see zone, I actually enjoy it, because that's when help can come from different places. Like, there's a lot of variables that I can't address as a coach. Right. But if we see zone, it's like, look, they're in 2-3.
Right. You know what I mean?
Run this. What the heck are we doing right now? Like, you've seen, like, look, if this happens, this man's here. This person is no longer there. We attack right there. Like,
right.
That's where it
100%.
is.
It's ball movement. It's smart basketball. Your tougher part comes to, like, Syracuse and to a lesser extent Duke. Their 2-3 is almost a 1-3-1.
Yeah.
Because their side defenders come so far up.
Yeah.
That you usually leave like one person kind of in the back, but it also confuses teams even more. It's like, not only do we not have a zone, and especially when you're Duke, okay, so now you have Marvin Bagley, super athlete, running all the way up here. Guys have never seen a guy like Marvin Bagley playing a zone on him, because he can run around. It's sad that he's not a better defensive player just individually.
Yeah,
right.
Because I see him sometimes when he locks in on that zone, and it's like, these guys are terrified. You're getting like a 6'3" college kid with Marvin Bagley running every step for step with him, and they have nowhere to go.
Right.
Yeah.
It just, that zone kills. It kills you mentally when a team knows how to play zone correctly, because
it's
takes work.
tiring.
Right.
It's tiring.
Let's get back to the games. Obviously, we saw probably more upsets than I think we've ever seen. Obviously, the 16 beat the 1. I actually picked Marshall, which I was happy about, because I picked upsets. You know, like she was saying, it felt like there was going to be upsets. I didn't know who. I actually picked Davidson over Kentucky, which that was a close one.
I did too. That one was
Kentucky
right
being
there.
such a young team, I think this is Kentucky's weakest team in a long time.
Yeah.
They're not great.
And so I had picked
Weakest,
them.
most expensive.
Oh, I doubt they're the most expensive.
Not at all.
Did you see my post with the bag of money
No.
sitting at the podium for Arizona?
Oh gosh.
And it was a bag of money, and I was just like, "Hey, don't look at me.
Yeah.
I did my job.
And
Players got to play."
And talking about the
DeAndre Ayton showed up for school.
and talking about the Arizona game, they lost to Buffalo, which was a major upset, and Buffalo destroyed them. And you looked at halftime, Ayton was already in the NBA. At halftime, I mean, he was gone.
Well, not only that, but if anybody had watched Ayton, people who only saw him in the Pac-12 tournament, they're like, he's unstoppable. But it's like, when he feels like playing.
Yeah.
Which is not most of the time. Plus,
which is a lot of college big men. I mean, me and Josh have talked about Patrick McCoy.
Yep.
a million times on the show recently. You know, we watched him play live, and he's supposed to be a top 20 prospect in the NBA playing for UNLV. And same thing. I mean, they don't have the work ethic. They don't have the drive to be great players.
And if you
but
don't
they have the drive
now,
to go make some money.
Yeah,
mix
well,
in
but
bad
that's the whole
coaching, too.
thing. If you don't have the drive in college, like at all, I'm very worried.
Listen,
in the
we saw
NBA.
that with Anthony Bennett.
Andrew Bynum.
Andrew Bynum, too.
I was going to say Bynum.
It's no guarantee though, because Ben Simmons you didn't see the drive in college, and he's doing
but
just fine.
he was still murdering people.
He was dominating.
He was more. It was more like malaise. Like it was not so much like, oh,
Aiton felt a
I'm
lot
not
like
that
that
great.
to me, though.
And
You think so?
I think
yeah.
I think Aiden's going to be great in the NBA. I think he's a really good player. He's more of an NBA player. Like watching him against
100%.
Buffalo, you can do things to big men in college basketball with zones, with different defenses that you can't do in the NBA.
Yeah.
That's why Shaq wasn't so dominant in college. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
That's
that
why a
and
lot of these
40
big
pounds.
guys aren't.
Plus, you won't have an idiotic move in the NBA like playing Aiton at power forward.
Yeah.
When they had to, for some reason, keep Ristich in there, which every other team is laughing like, please do. Because when Aiton's out here by himself, we cannot stop him.
Yeah,
The only way we stop him is keeping him further away from the
well,
basket.
that and you
so
put
you
another
keep
big
Ristich right
like
here.
messing with his space. Like
Michigan State had the same problem because Michigan State, they never came out of that. They kept Nick Ward starting for reasons unknown when really Jaren Jackson should have been their 5. Miles Bridges should have been playing the 4.
Yeah.
I know Miles Bridges wants to play the 3 in the NBA, but guess what? Can't always get what you want. You want to win. He came back to win a title, and they're protecting him and his draft status of wanting to be a 3. That's why they lost to Syracuse.
I want to go through the rest of the games, and we're going to pick all the games right now.
all right, we're gonna go around.
Are there going to be upsets in the next rounds, like there was in the first 2 rounds? So we're going to go.
Can we go Steve first and then? Because I'm gonna just do like Price is Right and just pick.
Yeah,
up
you're just
that
gonna
says,
$1.
$1.
You're not gonna stray at all.
Listen. She's going to be last because I don't trust you, Josh.
Yeah, because Josh, you will cheat.
You will cheat.
You will cheat off
All
her
right, I'm
paper.
letting you know I know the scouting
You
report.
already let us know.
Scouting report.
All right, we got Kansas State number 9 versus number 5 Kentucky. Steve, who you got? Let's go quick. Let's go quick.
Kentucky.
Josh, who you got?
Kansas State.
Dave.
If Dean Wade, was coming back for Kansas State, I would pick Kansas State. But it sounds like he's not going to.
Talking about there's an injury.
Yeah,
I'd like to
he's been
retract.
out. He's been out the whole
He's been
tournament
out.
so far.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
it's fine, Kansas.
I think Bruce Weber holds him out. I think Kentucky is a better version of Kansas State. Their athletes are just better.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I'm picking Kentucky too, just because Kansas State barely beat UMC,
UMBC,
University Medical Center.
University of Old Bay.
Listen, I really think the hospital could put a better team together than UMBC.
Off of the people that are injured right now, like
Just the people that are
hold on,
admitted.
sir, you're 6'5"?
They just go
play.
into the ER. Like who could you?
Stabby Joe, come on, you can do it. It's all right.
All right, Lisa, who do you got? Who do you got? Kentucky and Kansas State.
Kentucky.
There you go.
Definitely.
Dope.
All right. This one is one I really like. It's going to be a fun game to watch. Todd's Reno Wolfpack. He gets mad when I call him Reno. But UNR, he gets mad when I call him UNR.
You don't like UNR?
I mean, because they're not UNR anymore. They wanted to take over the whole state of Nevada. We're better than UNLV, so we're just called Nevada now.
Well, they did.
They did. Nevada versus Loyola, sister, whatever her name is, of Chicago.
Jean.
Sister Jean versus Musselman's daughter.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, bad both ways.
What
Anyway.
We're going
Dave,
Sister Jean.
Dave, who you got? Ooh.
Oh, we starting with me? I'm going to take Nevada, mainly because Loyola's not sneaking up on anyone anymore.
Yeah.
I think
Sweet
Nevada's
16 now.
Nevada's a flat out better team. And I think
Yes, they are.
I don't think that Illinois Chicago has the defense to slow down Nevada's offense. Those Twins are not bad.
You
And they
don't-
play really good and really smart. I really like how the Twins play.
Dave, you should know better. You don't pick against Jesus. Sister Jean.
Sister Jean had him going out in the Sweet 16.
She did.
So
Listen, if
I
Loyola
ain't picking
wins,
against Jesus at all.
if Loyola wins, they're winning by 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
The 1 point.
But I'm going to take Nevada as well. Steve.
I'm taking Nevada, but you cannot count out the Jesus juice. It is.
Hold on. If you're talking
I mean-
about you can't pick against Jesus, Kurt Warner's 1 and 2 in Super Bowls. So no more godly quarterback than that man.
I mean, listen, man. He
Tim
went.
Tebow ain't even in the league. So
Listen.
you can pick against Jesus
Hey,
sometimes.
but Tim Tebow still got that ring of Jesus fire, baby. He playing baseball now. I mean, this dude didn't went from.
Badly.
It doesn't matter. He's still playing.
Hey,
He went
Steve said off air if Tebow was praying to black Jesus,
Oh,
he
my
would
goodness.
still be in the league.
Oh my
That may be true.
goodness.
All right,
Yeah.
Josh, who you got? Nevada.
I already said Sister Jean.
Okay.
I'm about Sister Jean's right now.
All right,
I know-
Lisa, tell us the real
I know
deal.
Lisa's gonna
man.
say that it's definitely Nevada, but you know what I mean. I'm underdogs over here.
I feel you.
Yeah, listen. This is a
Getting that mic a little
game-
bit.
This is a game that I feel like is going to be on point. Nevada, the last game they played, they were down and they just dominated. and
22
won.
points down.
Exactly, and I'm like, damn.
And
But
that's
I don't-
over Cincinnati. I mean, Cincinnati's
Exactly,
a really
and
good
they
team.
were-
That's an ugly enough team if you ever
and
saw
I
one.
had Nevada too. I had Nevada the spread on that game too. So
Thank you for fixing the pronunciation of Nevada in the second.
Yeah, that's when you know people have never been here.
Look, everyone else says Nevada. Y'all need to get with it.
No.
No.
They all need to get with it. We live here.
Just
Don't ever.
because you choose
Don't
to
ever, no.
I'll go butcher
say
it.
it a certain way, and then we all get here and it's like it's Nevada.
It's
like,
Nevada.
dog, it's Nevada. You
It's
need to
Nevada.
pull it
It's
together.
Nevada.
Pull it
She said it
together.
right the second
Nevada.
time.
Nevada
She said it
sounds
right the second
sexier.
time.
We're gonna go with that.
I'll say how I don't want
Please
to say
give it to him.
How dare you?
You have
Wow.
been moniqued.
As he's sitting in downtown
How
Vegas,
dare you?
in Las Vegas, Nevada,
With people that grew
he
up
wants
here.
to disrespect.
How dare you?
Born and raised. Come on. If I had food, I'd throw it at you, but
Boo this
He
man.
wouldn't, but he'd
Steve,
think
give
about
me a
it.
nib. Need to throw one of those nibs at him.
Where are your nibs, Steve?
Damn my bag, man. I'm trying to. Oh, I got him though. I got him.
Steve's
Don't worry.
Wait, Steve's wife said you can only have nibs up to 5 p.m. We're doing a primetime show. It's past. Don't feed the mogwais after midnight Eastern.
You'll really see that crow come out.
We're
The
having
patches will fill up.
We're having a nib free show at primetime.
Hold
hours.
on, we just completely with his nonsense. We just cut you off
I
completely.
know,
I'm sorry.
right? Jeez.
Go ahead, Lisa.
Nah, I'm gonna have to take Nevada too.
There we go.
All right.
It's all right.
All right, next matchup, Florida State. This is an easy one to me. Florida State and Gonzaga. I'm picking Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I don't like Florida State.
Yeah.
I love Mark Few, but my man Brian Angola, I coached him here. I'm riding with my children.
Hey, do it. You need to.
Florida State.
All right.
I got a feeling with Gonzaga that maybe they get a little bit of a redemption story. At least they are starting to look like a Final Four possibility
Yep.
to me.
Mm.
However, you have to know I hope that they are not going to the Final Four.
Because
Why?
of the next matchup.
Because of
You'll see.
of
You'll
who,
see.
Because
You'll
of
see in
who
a
I'm
minute.
hoping they see in that next matchup.
You'll see next.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it's not OKC.
Oh, that was uncalled for.
That was,
Wow.
that was
Sorry,
low.
Dave. Sorry,
That was,
Dave.
that was a shot. That was a shot across
All right,
the
so
bow.
you got Gonzaga, Dave. Steve,
Yeah,
who do you got?
I'm gonna take Gonzaga. I don't feel great about it because I actually think Leonard Hamilton's a really good coach and he's very underrated.
Yeah. All right.
I'm taking Gonzaga, and I think that of the teams that's left, if Florida wins, this is probably the biggest. This would be the biggest upset of this round. I just don't think Florida should even
Florida
be
State.
here. Yeah, Florida State. I was watching the I think it was the last
Florida
game they
State
played.
Gators?
They were down.
Against Xavier.
The
They
Gator rolls.
they were down the whole game, and like I go to the bathroom, come back, and then they're up, and I'm like, whoa, what? How did they just take the lead here? And I just kept thinking they should have been put away. I feel like they're here not because they won a game, but because a team let them get away.
They had
Yeah.
good coaching and bad officiating.
Eh.
Help. Those two things added up. That's a recipe for success in the NCAA tournament.
I mean, I just think if they
We'll
beat
get to the next
Gonzaga, if they beat
round.
Gonzaga, it's a big upset. I think Gonzaga's gonna beat them easily.
Oh yeah,
All right,
no.
now
don't-
we're going to
Like,
our
that's how I think it is,
professional,
yeah.
Okay.
Lisa Diaz,
She's chopping me. It's all right.
betting in heels.
I'm by myself.
Who you got?
I'm gonna have to take Florida State this but
Oh,
Had a
Brian
feeling.
Angola.
Had a feeling.
That's what I'm talking
Ooh.
about.
Had a feeling.
I'm going to El Cortez after the show.
Getting some love.
Seems like a good pick.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think I kind of just want
I like
Gonzaga to
Gonzaga a
win
lot.
more than I think that they will win.
They will
Mark
win the
Hughes a
money
great
line,
coach.
but they won't
He's
win
a great
the
coach,
spread.
and he recruits the right kind of kids
Yeah.
for his system. So
Yeah, because he gets them from everywhere.
he does. He
You go to like Finland and
He
I
he
don't know.
works hard.
I will tell you, he must be dropping bags in multiple currency
Oh,
denominations.
No, he's not dropping bags.
Everybody's dropping bags. Get out of
Speaking,
here.
speaking of foreigners, the next game, Wagner, which looks like
Mo
Wagner in
Wagner.
English. Michigan versus Texas A&M. I'm not even asking Dave who he has.
Team of Destiny, Jordan Poole.
I mean,
I've got Michigan going all the way.
I
Team of Destiny.
I have Michigan going now.
Call it out.
I have Michigan going now to the championship.
all right. Now you're on the bandwagon.
Michigan's one of my favorite teams. Come on, son.
He has so many. How can you keep up?
Yeah, there's no way.
Dave, you know Michigan's always been one of my favorite college teams. Stop it.
One of like your top 10, easy.
How?
Okay. All right, top 10.
They're my favorite football team because we don't have one out here.
Oh, college football?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, you just chopped up UNLV
Wow.
football like that?
Gorman could be UNLV football.
Hey, look.
Dude, you are like
UNLV
LeBron with your favorite teams where it's like, oh, look at me with Ohio State. It's like, well, didn't you grow up a Florida State fan? But you were also a North Carolina basketball fan, but you were also a Yankee baseball
Wearing a
fan.
Yankees hat.
But you were also a Bulls fan, even though the Cleveland had a team. So every team. Oh, and you were also a Cowboys fan, too. It's like, good job, LeBron.
It just depends on where he's at, He's in Texas,
keep it
Cowboys,
going.
baby.
Steve, who you got? I got Michigan. Who you got?
Man, it's easy. I think it's Michigan. I don't think Texas A&M.
I wish it was easy.
I think it's
I'm
easy.
not sure about easy.
I don't know. A&M killed Carolina, so
Plus,
I
A&M's
wouldn't call that.
huge.
I wouldn't consider this the biggest upset though. I mean, Michigan did win on I think that was the luckiest 3-point shot I ever seen in my life.
Right.
We'll
That
talk
was-
about
that
in
had-
the
I
barbershop
mean
today.
that shot had to be. I don't think I've seen a shot that lucky in a long time.
It's better be
Like,
lucky than good.
I mean, hey man, the true indeed, but that shot was
Sister Jean.
Yeah, he had Jesus in his pocket that
He
time.
had his
I
sister
mean,
jeans on.
I don't know. All I
He
know,
has-
all I know is this year they need an extended version of this song.
One shining moment.
Oh, my Lord. I hate this song.
Oh,
I
come
hate
on.
this song so much.
Give
Come
Dave
on.
the chain.
No,
Give Dave
no.
the chain.
No, he doesn't get it. I'll
No, I
explain
love
to you
the
why you
tournament
should
the
love it.
most, and I hate this song.
Not when you see it live. When you're like there and like kids are watching it. It's
Sing along, guys.
So, I mean, it's guaranteed we're seeing Musselman's daughter crying in this when Nevada finally loses, right?
They need to
100%.
extend. They're gonna have an extended version of this song because
there's been a few shining moments.
yeah, a
for
lot,
sure.
a lot.
Oh, nothing better
One
than
shining moment. Come on, Dave.
No, Lord, no.
Yeah.
nothing better than Tyus Edney going coast to coast.
I already hit Soul Glow for
That-
you.
that one's
I hit the high
still-
notes on it.
All right, so what's your favorite college victory like moment?
Had we what?
Yeah, come
I
on.
thought we were doing picks.
We're doing picks.
Okay, favorite.
He already has
favorite-
Monique, so he's just going to
That's right.
flex.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna go with
He
it.
has a free pass.
We go with this. Can't give me anything else.
All right, we need a new rule
We
on
need-
Monique. Every time you keep changing the subject, Dave gets to twist it one notch.
We start taking
No,
off.
because then he'll
So
start
just-
fixing. Hold on, then he'll
Yeah, I'll
start
start
fixing
fixing
it
it
again and spend the whole time like I'm almost got it.
You
Don't
don't want
worry,
that to happen.
it's almost there.
That chain used to go down to his stomach.
The chain literally used to be this.
Yeah, he just to fix it. He just removed links.
I was like,
Just
nope,
He
remove
that link
didn't,
ain't
he
no more
didn't
good.
fix it. He changed the chain.
I changed it.
There's got to be a Monique bracelet around here somewhere. Like, there's so many links. he
No,
took out.
All right, before we get into the Midwest,
start adding weights.
Yeah,
Start
be-
adding weights. That's the Monique answer right there. Just put weights on it.
before we get
Pre-surgery.
into the Midwest and the East, let's go ahead and answer Josh's question.
That's right.
Ask the question again because we weren't paying
Okay.
attention to you.
Well, it's fine. It's all right. I'm used to it. What's your favorite college like game-winning moment?
Game winning, like
Yeah.
a winning shot,
Like,
or just
game-
UNLV beating Duke by 30?
No,
It's
that
not
does
even so
count.
much game winning. It's more game
That's
losing. Michigan,
Yeah.
1989.
Oh, Chris Webber.
Hold on,
time
time out,
No,
guys.
no, no,
Time
no,
out,
no, no,
guys.
no, 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 no.
Oh, wait, we
Wrong
don't have
year.
any.
We don't have any
Wrong
more
year. That's
timeouts.
the Glenn Rice year, buddy.
No,
No,
timeout is
timeout is 90.
Game winning. Ramil Robinson at the line.
Oh, Ramil, that one. Okay.
All right,
You took it back to 89 to get Seton Hall.
Okay.
That's
Where my power went out at the end of that game. The
How do you
TV
remember
cut
all
out.
this stuff?
I'm diehard.
That's amazing.
I'm diehard.
Let
with
it go, Quan.
because
It's been 30
it was the
years.
end of the game and
It's
the
been
power
30,
went out.
dog.
The power went out for like a minute and a half.
No.
It came back on with the
This is before,
right before the game winning
cell
shot.
phones. This is before cell phones. We couldn't be like, forget it.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, stream.
Which,
Like
which
if I don't
by,
find out now, I have to wait till tomorrow morning on.
The newspaper.
Yeah.
by the way, I felt it was like blasphemy. You know, how Facebook always has that nonsense like, who would you add to this year's team to make the team better? And it was like different Michigan players over the years. And it's like, if your answer's not Glenn Rice, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Glenn Rice won. I love the Fab Five. They did not win.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. They did go twice.
Right.
Yep. They choked the second time.
They
They got worked by a better team the first time.
Yeah. First time they weren't ready.
Yeah, they had white Jesus. They were
Yeah,
going
that's
against.
true.
And
Christian
it-
Leitner was
Christian
white
Leitner.
Jesus.
Got to come with black Jesus, baby.
And actually, that's probably
and
that is
Peter.
if I was going with my real answer, that was the best game-winning moment I ever saw. That was the best game I ever saw in my life.
Yeah.
Best college basketball game,
Especially with
hands
the guy like, oh my god. Like, after
Surrender
it happened,
Cobra.
that's-
Which
that's
one?
Still, the other Hill.
down. Brian Hill.
No,
No, not Brian
Thomas Hill.
Thomas Hill.
Thomas Hill.
Brian
Yeah.
Hill was the coach of the Magic.
I was like, was he in the stands?
Oh Lord, he's like, these kids look pretty
Steve, what's yours?
I don't even think I
Dang
have
it,
one
Steve.
for basketball.
Just pick
Hey.
Michael Jordan, Steve. You do it all the time on every other subject.
good. I don't know, Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan is the answer to a lot of basketball questions.
That one
though.
works. It
Like,
still
I
works. It
mean,
works
like-
here.
James Worthy with the steal.
Sleepy Floyd.
Let's go.
Oh, come on, Sleepy Floyd. Throwing the ball away.
Were you born then?
No, that was 82. I was not around.
Wow, you're young.
Oh,
Man,
yeah,
screw you,
maybe.
dude.
You are
Two-
you are a
that was
young man.
2 years away.
You can't be mad at stuff that happened before you were born.
That's all right. I mean, it's sad. It's you know.
Yeah, you can't get
Georgetown.
mad at
That,
Sleepy.
that's like
I
me. That's like me getting mad at Willis Reed making a comeback against the Lakers. Like I wasn't born.
Yeah,
I wasn't a Laker fan yet.
I can't count anything pre my life.
You can be mad from the womb, or before
Well,
the womb.
it was yeah,
A little bit before the womb.
yeah, pretty much. Lisa,
Oh man, I can't say. I don't have one.
you don't have one.
Mm-mm.
Oh, come on.
I don't go way back like y'all.
She's
do.
like,
I'm a
whatever
baby.
won me money.
Exactly,
All right.
whatever won me
Yeah,
money.
okay,
Like
all right, wait.
Michigan.
She's like, I like the one that hit that money.
What's your biggest win in college? Like,
oh
how,
my
like,
God. It's
Just
so
say the
Can
game.
you- can
man.
you throw
Don't say
down the number
amount.
amount?
She's like, I
Okay,
win so
yeah.
much, Josh.
Can't put the
can you
money
throw-
out
can
there.
you throw down the number amount?
Don't ask her to air money out
Yeah,
there,
don't
man.
do that. Don't do that.
Just
Really?
Just what was the
Is
team?
that bad form?
Sometimes
game?
This is why I don't
sometimes
gamble.
the
I don't know the
IRS
rules. I
doesn't
don't-
know about
I don't know
everything
the
that you
rules.
win.
You got to tell me what bad
You
form.
don't
Tell
report
me.
all the winnings.
It's double digits. just let you know. It's
You
double
got
digits.
$10?
No.
Like
I think she's
thousands?
talking about
Okay.
double
Like
digits
In
in
the
the
grand.
thousands.
with the K's.
E, all right, girl.
yeah.
Man.
What
Yeah,
team?
you don't-
What team was it?
IRS doesn't need to know about all that. Josh.
Come on,
like
Josh.
I said, I will be
Listen.
betting in heels, wedges, Christian Louboutin red bottoms,
Welcome to
Tory
Vegas.
Birch sandals.
You'll fit
I don't
right
care
in.
At this point.
Tory Birch sandals. Good pull there at the end.
Oh, no, that's
Wow.
the new purse.
I'll be out here with a Chanel bag if she out here talking about that
Wow.
going $50,000 wins. Y'all tripping.
Josh's
Oh,
shoe
true.
money is going to start getting larger.
You'll see a whole nother
Ah.
collection.
Hey, so I'm gonna give you my game-winning shot.
Okay.
Besides UNLV winning by 30 and then getting paid off the next year to lose to Duke.
Oh, I believe that. I believe they threw that
But
game.
easily.
Actually,
easily.
I don't believe they threw it. I believe they got caught point shaving on a good night for Duke and a bad night for them.
You mean Tark was out there getting
No,
bags?
I believe the players were definitely getting bags to shave points because
A lot.
they beat Duke by 30 the year before. So I think they paid him to keep it close, and they slipped up. I will go to my grave on this.
Hey, Kevin,
believe
too
you.
close?
Hey,
Kevin,
can
too
I
close?
tell you something? Have you ever seen that game replayed on any channel ever at any point in time?
No.
I had
No,
no
you have
VHS.
not.
I watched it a lot, and you could tell.
Really?
Oh, you could tell.
Oh, 100%.
Larry Johnson. Come on, bro.
See, I'd have to watch more games to have context because if you watch it in a vacuum,
Duffels
it
on
doesn't-
Duffels.
it doesn't look. Do you guys want me to ask Larry? I'll ask him.
You think he's
Yeah.
going to admit to it?
I'll ask. No. See, you have to understand how
Well-
you ask a player. You say, "So what happened in that game?" That's how you get your answer. You look, the player will give you the Dave Chappelle pimp analogy. They're not gonna give it to
Yeah.
you straight, but they'll be
Yeah.
It's
like,
like, well, you know.
Well,
like,
speaking of Larry Johnson, real quick, let's talk about your event. Let us know when it is, why it is, and what's going on.
Well, it has moved. We're moving.
Well, nobody
it.
knows. So
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
nobody knows when it was in the first place.
Well, doing a fantasy camp with Gary Payton and Larry Johnson. It was going to be following March Madness and at the beginning of the NBA playoffs. Now we've moved it to the NBA Finals. to get a little bit more buzz behind it, get a little bit more push marketing wise. So
and that's going to be out here in Vegas.
That's going to be in Vegas. The Hooters Hotel and Casino actually is our sponsor on the event. Going to be hosting it at Lifetime Athletic. But it's going to be a great time. But questions like,
and we will be there. Yeah. I'm going to ask questions.
Well, Dave definitely is going to be he's a part of the janitorial services crew.
Okay.
And he gets to
GP time.
He gets his time with Gary.
GP time.
He does.
And I'm part of the media team.
That's right. Hey.
Media coverage by Unnamed Sports Show.
Do we have whose camera was that time that Todd was here?
It's mine.
Yes, sir. So
I have cameras.
Yes.
We have footage.
Oh, then
we have websites.
Then
we have
here.
media passes.
Yes. Quan, you can be here. So that's fine.
Thank you. I appreciate you inviting me.
You are now officially invited and hired.
I sponsored the flyer too, so
he did. He's done a great job.
He didn't get a sponsor's exemption there or something.
There are no sponsors. Only VIK trade.
So more information on the legendaryballstars.com. Make sure you check that out. It's going to be fun. Pricing's on the website. Everything that's included is on the website. So you get to meet these guys and go through Dream Team Fantasy Camp. Live like the pros, learn from the pros.
That's it. Drills, fun, games, get to compete against Gary and Larry. You might even be able to beat one of them and have a lifetime story. So yeah. But back to what your moment is. Yeah. What's your moment, Quan?
Okay, so my moment happened 2 years ago. Villanova.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was a great shot.
Because that was two game-winning shots
back to
back.
Well, no, the first one was to tie it to send it to overtime.
Yeah,
North Carolina. North Carolina is.
But we thought they were out of it. That shot was
overtime.
Crazy. We're like, oh my gosh, going crazy.
Overtime.
And then all of a sudden, okay, cool, overtime.
Sploosh.
Bam.
That's crazy.
Those two shots back to back. That really set it off.
But the craziest thing is that Villanova shot, you come to find out afterwards, they completely practiced that play all season long.
Yeah.
So they were, I'm not going to say it's not still a little lucky at the other end, but they were prepared for it 100%. Yeah. That's a well-coached team right there.
Right.
Jay Wright.
Yeah.
Jay Wright. Mine. Yeah, I see it. Brian.
Sorry. I hate to call attention away.
Brian Mumbles.
Shaquille O'Neal is Brian
Mumbles with a hair.
That's great. Let's watch these highlights real quick. No. Westbrook goes up, and they lose 100-99. Go ahead, Josh.
No. See, that's unfair.
Turn the TV off.
That's unfair to put me in that situation with Dave coming next. Oh man, Jason Tatum down the lane.
The only player that didn't sit out for the Celtics.
Oh man.
Unfortunately, Carmelo didn't sit out for the Thunder either.
Oh, Melo. I'm so sorry that's not working for you guys.
No,
I was hoping that would work.
Yeah.
You want him? You can get him cheap.
I mean, how cheap? There's cheap.
He has $25 million on his contract.
You don't really have anybody I want that bad.
Yeah, there you go. See?
And Washington doesn't want that $25 million next year.
No, we don't.
Well, no, Washington's got plenty of contracts that are way worse.
No, we don't.
You're still paying Yamahimi.
Fair enough.
You're still paying Martin Gortat.
Touche. No, Gortat's deal though.
Oh, he comes off?
He's about to, but his deal actually for today's
Well, if you don't tell me your game-winning shot.
Yeah, sorry. Mine actually, I love Tyus Edney going coast to coast.
That was a great one.
Yeah. Sorry.
Against Missouri.
But the real one actually includes my family, Jerome. Jerome's first year at Georgetown is his junior year. We were losing to Weber State the entire game, I
remember this game.
And
definitely.
Allen Iverson came down because this was Allen's junior year, and freshman year, and Allen was like just J.R. Hoist everything.
Yeah.
And so he came down with time left on the clock and pulled from NBA range. We were down 1. Allen, what are you doing? Get to the cup. He pulls. Don Reed literally put on a Superman cape, came out of nowhere, caught the ball, and just throws it over his shoulder, and it goes in. And John Thompson actually danced. That was.
I remember that because I remember John Thompson dancing.
That was you made John Thompson dance, and then Don Reed at that point too. With Jerome coming in, and then I think Boubacar also came in that year. Don Reed and Othello.
Him and Yaya Ja.
Whoa,
What you
there
know
you go.
About check
I watch a lot of college basketball.
There's nothing he doesn't know. It's ridiculous.
Yaya?
Like how?
No, you're not
How does
supposed
he
to
know everything?
You're not supposed to know
Like,
Yaya.
dude.
Yaya was on the bench. Like Yaya didn't play.
He played later.
Not really.
A little bit.
Like, gee, that was just the senior year.
Just easy to remember
Let me
those names
pull this
together.
name out of my pocket.
Oh my, that's impressive. Man,
Wow.
do you remember who was on Weber State?
Oh, geez.
Chris Weber?
If you remember that, man, you're a.
I do
bad
not remember
man.
who was on Weber State.
You won't
Jason
know that.
Sasser,
Don't
I
know.
do not remember that one.
NBA pick.
Okay.
But yeah, so,
I know who was on Weber State eventually.
Yeah, that's true. Dame Dollar. But that,
Oh, yeah,
hey,
yeah.
but that was actually when Weber State first became really known, and
Yeah.
they had Georgetown on the ropes, and yeah, so that's
And let's face it, guys, Weber State's still not that known.
no.
Okay. Just wanted to throw that
Just
out
for
there.
Dame.
They got an MVP caliber player out of there.
All
though.
right, let's get back to the second half of this bracket. Lisa didn't know this was a 4-hour show, so
Sorry.
her friends are texting like, "Can we leave yet?"
They're like, we feel like we're held hostage. It's a
I
terrible
know,
place.
right?
It's so hot in here.
Like, why? Why did you make me do this?
Why do they talk about Monique so much?
I wore my Bills shirt for Dave, and he didn't even compliment it.
That's incorrect. I did compliment it.
Dave's a diehard Bills fan. I'm not sure if he lets you in on that, but he's definitely a diehard. Okay, second, let's go to
There's
the
no
East.
such thing as non-diehard Bills fans.
True.
There's no bandwagon.
You're either in or you're out.
Or you're all the
Or
way
are
out.
you out? Like, it's-
And we're going to talk about the draft in a little bit too. Villanova versus West Virginia. This is going to be a very interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the one that might be an upset. I'm not picking the upset, but I think this is the one that could really be an upset. But I am going to pick Villanova, even though I want to kind of pick West Virginia. Steve, who you got?
Villanova. I got them taking it all down.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't.
I do. It's going.
I don't. I still have Arizona.
Okay.
Something's going to happen. Hashtag Quanstradamus.
Sean Miller has paid his way back in the tournament.
It's a miracle.
It's a Festivus miracle.
The FBI let him back in. All right, Josh, who do you got? Villanova, West Virginia.
Villanova
Okay.
has been my pick for the championship.
All right, OKC, who you got?
I would definitely,
Okay,
and
Dave.
against a lot of other teams, I think that West Virginia and their press would work a lot better. Villanova is a smart, complete veteran team. This is a terrible matchup for West Virginia. I think Villanova in not necessarily a blowout, but I don't think this game will be in question at any point.
All right.
All due respect to Bob Huggins.
I was about to say two good coaches though. So
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
very good.
it will at least
This
like,
is the wrong team for them because they thrive on chaos and disrupting you, and this
And
is not the team.
that's
that you
not the
disrupt.
team that's they're
No.
not gonna get rattled. Where is the game held? Do you know? Like where?
Boston.
All right, so that's not really a help to either side.
Yeah.
Okay.
You,
right.
you can get from Philly to Boston. Not
Oh
too
no,
difficult.
sure, but I mean West Virginia not that far either.
Yeah.
They travel pretty well.
All right,
Overall.
Lisa, betting in Hills, what would you bet?
Villanova.
Villanova. Yeah.
Yep.
Tough team.
Yes.
Tough team.
And they look good right now.
Yeah, they do.
Are these games? When are these games?
Oh,
tomorrow.
gosh.
That one's
Day after
Friday.
Tomorrow?
Friday.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
What's today?
What do you got?
Today's Tuesday.
Have you guys ever
Oh,
watched
never
March
mind.
Madness?
Thank you. It's the weekend, right?
Never
Oh
mind.
my gosh.
It's
Bro,
all
they
it's,
get a
it's
couple
Thursday,
days.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
They
I
get a
don't
couple
even
days
know.
in
And then-
listen,
and then
I don't even know
the
what day
last
today
weekend,
is.
it's Saturday,
don't,
Monday.
Don't harass me. I don't know who I am. Just leave me
I don't know
Michael
who
Jordan.
I am. I'm Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
When Michael Jordan was playing, next game, Texas Tech number 3 versus number 2 Purdue. This is a hard pick right
No,
here.
it's not.
Oh,
No, it's
all
not.
right. Who you got, Josh?
Texas Tech. Purdue's best player got hurt.
Oh, that's
He
right.
he did, but he may not be their best player.
Well, Bleacher Report said they were like,
When I read it.
I was like, I don't know
No,
who that
he's-
white boy is, but
he's giant.
he apparently pretty good.
Isaac Haas is gigantic, and a lot runs through him. But there's been a lot of theory all season long that maybe they are better without him.
At least Josh admits that he doesn't know anything and just reads
Oh
Bleacher
yeah.
Report.
Oh no. I read it and was like, that's a good pick to go against them. All right.
All right, Dave, who do you got?
I've heard that Keelan Allen is his turf toe is better for Texas Tech, and that's why they've been slipping lately.
We gotta call that
I will
something better
take
for
Texas
How
Tech.
you get turf toe in the
That
NBA?
was exactly what I was gonna say. We
Could it
gotta
be
call
cord
it something
toe?
better. Yeah, it's got to be like
Hardwood toe.
It's hardwood toe.
Yeah.
It's no turf.
Whatever the case may be, I'm going to take Texas Tech for that reason, mainly because, I mean, I think it's been proven that maybe the Big Ten was not so great. There's 2 teams left, and
Who's left?
37 to start.
No, there were only 4. Only 4 Big Ten teams.
37 to start.
That's the other thing. Where only 4 Big Ten teams made the tournament. With like a lot of these people talk about how great Michigan State was. Michigan State, it's like they only, and the schedule is so unbalanced, they only played the best teams in the Big Ten once. So
Yeah.
even like with some of their best wins, the other team didn't get a chance to get one back.
Yeah.
So take that for what
All
you
right,
will.
Steve, what do you got?
I had Purdue, but I didn't know about these injuries.
See? Bleacher
You
Report
better
coming
download
in.
that Bleacher
Injury-
Report.
injuries
app.
both sides.
Coming
Injuries
both
up
sides.
in the
Report
clutch.
today.
Bleacher Report.
Man, I just
Beep, beep, beep. Special announcement.
I know, right? I missed it, but I mean,
He's
I'm
done.
sticking
Is
with my
he?
guns. I'm going with. I think Purdue would take it.
I got
Maybe.
Texas Tech.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm
I
all
like their
alone.
colors better. Matches the studio.
True. Got to go with bread. Anybody with a bread colorway, you win.
There you
All
go.
right, Lisa, who you got?
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Yep.
All right.
The injury
Ooh, I
did
feel
it?
better about it.
No, that also the injuries, and I believe they can cover the spread.
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
She's looking at
Wow.
the spread as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I only do spread, so
You don't bet the line.
sometimes it depends.
Huh. Interesting.
Good.
I just like doing the spreads. I get scared.
See, I don't do well against the spread.
What?
No,
That's
like
the
I always
easiest.
like no, shoot, not for me. I all like especially on my parlay, I'll be yes. Come on. Really like the,
You missed by
the
one.
Jaguars messed me up at least 15 times last year. Like I finally just gave up midseason. I was like, okay, so is that kind of year? That's why I
Yeah.
kept saying it on air. I was like,
Yeah.
it's just a year of weird.
Yeah.
That's
The-
also
the Eagles
based. That's
won.
also based on a lot on Blake Bortles.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I won a
the
lot
Jags
on
were
the Eagles.
ruining me this year.
You have to look. I mean, you have to look at the way that they put the spreads in. It's simple power ranking. It's basically just a big math problem.
That's what you
know
were
what
saying.
I mean.
That's
So
what you
yeah,
were
it's
saying.
there's nothing about it that's feeling or emotion based.
It's
Yeah.
all
It is
numbers.
literally every player has basically a ranking on what he can and can't do,
Yeah.
and they plug those numbers in, and at the end of the equation, you
It-
have a final score
This is what
or
it is.
a total number
Yeah.
of points.
Yeah.
But plus, they
Yeah.
also they want equal action on both sides.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Right,
they try
well-
to put the number. It's not what we actually think you'll win by.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
more so
what the number
what
gets
the
moved
number
to.
will get
Well,
money from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once they come up with the
Yes.
original number, and then the sports book gets it, what they do with it between them getting the real number and us seeing it to bet on it is two different things. You know what I mean? But the original spread, that's why almost every sporting event is very close. You'll see in most cases, unless just something weird happens, like you'll have a game, just as example, you'll have like the Patriots, -7 over like per se the Seahawks. And then the Seahawks have some amazing game and they blow out the Patriots by like 15, 21 points. But like, okay, well, there were like 4 interceptions. Just somebody had a terribly bad game. The punter's leg got broke. Like, I mean, just something crazy happened.
What's the
for
reason,
those numbers to be
maybe
off.
you guys know this. What's the reason that sometimes there is no spread on the game, like where they just say, you know what, it's too close, we can't call anything.
It's
and-
usually more like
usually
based on
injury-based.
injury or like you
Yes.
don't know if a certain player or players are
Exactly,
playing.
Yeah.
and so they
it's
just
it's
shut
a little
it down.
too tough. Yeah, because that swings the bets. I mean,
Oh
especially
yeah,
like look at it this way. Like say like you're betting on the NBA and you didn't know if James Harden was playing
yeah,
in the game or not.
yeah.
That's
a big,
gonna
that's a
affect- that's a
Yeah,
huge
that's gonna
swing.
That's a
affect
huge,
it.
It's a
that's
huge swing.
difference.
Or if like Russell Westbrook was questionable for a
Yeah.
game, you take that line
Well,
down.
no, like
yeah, you would have to take
Yeah.
the Celtics.
like
damn.
Big Ben got hurt one time, and I was like, "Whoop, we picking against the Steelers," and like they were like, there will be no bets on the Steelers on the Steelers Patriots game. There will be no bets.
So
Like,
you also
come
have to look at everywhere that allows you to make a bet is a business. So they have to look at it as any bet they place, they have to hedge a bet, so to speak.
because they
So-
want to win.
Right. So
Yeah.
even if they lose to you, they have to have a way where they can kind of come out on top by losing to everybody. So some bets they'll turn off, like, and maybe in that instance they just turn the bet off, say there'll be no action on this game. But then sometimes they'll say like, okay, it's going to be what they call a pick'em, which is it's basically even money whichever way you bet. And the casino usually wins with that because to win 100, you got to bet 110. So you bet 110, even when they pay you 100. At the end of the day, the math says they still won $10.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So it's just a way for them to hedge their bets and change things. But at the end of the day, most of the time, generally the spread that we see in most games is just a math problem. As I think it's very few games that are actually kind of adjusted. You know what I mean? Right when they come out. Now, betting comes out like for the Super Bowl, you get that like 2 weeks or like 13 days before the game. That's going to change because of action, though. You know what I mean? Like everybody's betting one way, so the number changes a little bit.
Everybody
you know what I mean?
betting the other way now.
Right. You know, like when I remember when the speaking of the Patriots played the Seahawks, I think opening up, I think the Patriots had like was a -7, and that ended up going to like just a pick 'em. It was even money, but I was working in a sports book at that time. And all day, it literally got to the point where when somebody made a bet, I had to double check with them to make sure you want this team -1. Because there were plenty of bets. They would say Patriots -1. Okay, I would punch that in. By the time I pressed enter, it was Seahawks -1. It changed so much because the action kept going in and out, and it just changes. And it updated like that all the way up until kickoff.
That's when you know you got a good matchup.
Right.
Yeah, and that was a good game, and you know it just
and it came right down to that last
exactly,
moment.
and he should have gave Marshawn the ball, but whatever. So
still mad about that.
Can't go back in time.
Still mad about that. They did not want
NFL segment's coming up soon. Midwest, Kansas versus Clemson. I'm picking an upset. I got Clemson over Kansas.
Ooh, I did too. Yeah.
All right. Steve, who you got?
Upset is very possible. I pick Kansas. I mean,
he said upset is very possible.
He said
I'm
it's
picking
very
Kansas.
possible, but he's picking.
Okay.
I'm sticking.
He's sticking by.
I put a mark by my teams, and I'm sticking with them all the way. Next
I
week,
think
we'll talk about it.
Kansas is vulnerable. This is not their best team. But Clemson just played the game of their lives against Auburn. Well, I didn't think Auburn was that great anyway, but I digress.
Hey, you leave Horace alone.
I will take
another one of my.
I will take Kansas in this game.
That's Ho Spence right there.
Not by a lot.
All right, Lisa, who do you got?
Clemson.
Ooh. Yes.
We all went super high pitch right now. That was pretty crazy. We all sound like we were wearing heels.
I want to see all y'all wear heels too.
That's all right.
I won't.
I ain't wearing no heels.
Hey,
Steve's
foot won't fit a heel.
For that Chanel bag, you will.
No, I've seen some big drag queens out there. We can find a shoe for you.
These feet been through enough.
It's not
These feet been through enough, baby.
Steve's toe can't support a heel right now.
That's when we get Josh's wedges out there. Little better for the support.
You have to put a hole in it so his toe can hang out. He'll be wearing a heel just with the toe hanging out.
My grandma style with the bunion area cut out. I use it for my cushion. Okay, grandma. All right.
Well, he'll put some support hose around it so it doesn't rub the rough spot either.
She was not ready for the ignorance. I don't think she was really ready.
I love it. I love it.
It comes up organically. I don't know how this turned into my grandma's bunions, but it happens.
It did.
It happens. It's a good time.
Good job, Josh.
That's all right. That's why I've got Monique. She's home. She's home.
The last game in the Midwest, Syracuse. We've talked about it already in the show. Syracuse versus Duke. I got to go with Duke. I think it's going to be an easy win for Duke. Honestly,
ooh, easy win.
Yeah, 15 or more. Heard it here first.
Oh my God, you're hurting my feelings right now.
I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna hurt him.
Hammer, don't hurt him.
I'm telling you.
You're hurting my feelings now.
That's a
15
lot.
points.
You have to understand that's a lot of points. But beating Syracuse by 10, they ain't. That's like
not
those Virginia
going
scores.
away.
They ain't coming back.
They're not, well,
So it's like you're. I'm gonna take Duke, but it'll be like one of those 8-point wins where that 8 points is like they had no chance of coming back from 8 points. Duke led the whole game.
Yeah.
It's like it's an 8-point win that's really like a 20-point win.
Yeah.
And I just want to put it out there before we actually did the brackets, I picked Duke to win it all a week before. So
There you go.
I actually didn't pick Arizona. Duke's my team, and they're still in it.
If I actually
Lies.
believe that.
Lies.
Except my bracket didn't say that.
Yeah.
Steve, who do you got in this game?
Duke. I don't see Duke losing. I had them originally in the Final Four going up against Villanova. So I'm sticking with Duke. I don't want to say I don't think I didn't really pay much attention to Syracuse before the tournament. Everybody was saying they shouldn't be there. And we can argue that or not.
They've won 3 games.
I don't see them beating Duke. And Coach K has just proven time and time again. I mean, if you beat him, you achieve something. So I don't see them achieving that level.
It's Boeheim.
of
He's a good coach too.
I mean, no, for sure.
He's not a good
I mean,
coach. He's a Hall of Famer.
I mean, no,
But-
I'm not.
but
I'm
you
not,
also have to
not
remember-
discredit
It's
him or
different.
anything, but
Duke's
know,
bad tournament
hey.
losses are like Lehigh and like games that they had no business losing. When they go up against somebody where you're paying attention,
Yeah.
which you will always pay attention with Boeheim. I mean,
yeah,
Duke handled them in the regular season. So
yeah. I just don't see. I don't see them coming up short. I don't
right,
know
Lisa,
if it's
who you
a
got?
blowout, but yeah.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to take Syracuse.
Oh.
Wow.
what's the spread,
What's
on,
the
that,
spread?
on this one
Yeah,
right
what's
now?
the spread
11
on
and a
this one?
half.
Oh yeah, I would take Syracuse in
Well,
that
yeah,
that
Wow.
circumstance.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wait a
Right
minute. I need
now.
to start
Duke
taking my
money line,
I have my
Syracuse,
15.
Syracuse
I'm gonna have
points.
to.
I don't see them winning Duke the money line,
Quastradamus.
but I see them
All right.
covering.
All right.
the
Yeah.
spread.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a head-up game.
Yeah. Good stuff. I
I
mean,
might
so
put
that's the
some-
brackets
Am
on
I getting
Thursday.
to make my pick?
I might
thought
put
you
some
did.
money
I didn't
on
make my pick.
Syracuse. Mm.
It's
Oh.
O'Shizzle, baby. O'Shea. That's Syracuse. They're not juicing that orange.
Outright?
Wait,
Orange.
how do we get Josh
Outright?
to go after Lisa? He cheated.
No,
I
you
know
didn't
you
call on me.
cheated.
I was waiting on you to call, and you just I never got
I think it's
tagged
maybe
in.
because we remembered you already told us you were going to pick Syracuse
I
from the
did.
start.
I did
Yeah.
from the start say that Syracuse was winning, so
Yeah.
you might have just
Winning outright.
winning the game.
Ooh.
Wow.
No, if anyone is listening and
You
wants
know, I'm about
to
to take that.
call
Yeah.
in,
Wow.
if
I
anybody
don't
wants to
usually
call
bet
in,
money, but
mute the mics. If anybody wants to call in, hit us up 702-608-3259. Once again, that phone number is 702-608-3259. Give us your picks. Who you think is going to make it to the Final Four? On Thursday, we'll give you our Final Four picks. Out of all those picks that we just picked, we'll give you our Final Four off of that. Real quick, I want to jump into some of the players that got bounced out of the tournament and bounced right into the NBA.
They bounce right back.
We got DeAndre Ayton, Trey Young, Mo Bamba. There's some good ones,
Mo Bamba.
which I was
I don't
upset.
like Bamba.
You don't?
Nope.
What?
Mo Buspa.
I know.
Calling it.
Mo Busba.
Hey, everybody can write it down.
I like him.
I've watched them play.
Okay.
I'm
I'm writing it down.
I side
Write it
with
down.
Dave on anything.
Write it down.
Josh
Mo
does not
Buspa.
watch. Okay.
You heard it here.
I haven't watched enough.
I'm wrong a lot, so don't worry. I will probably be wrong on this too. But
No. Sometimes
he
sometimes
he
you can,
smells like a bust.
I don't think he's a offensive player. I think he'll have.
But see, the league doesn't.
But see, the problem is he thinks he's an
well,
offensive
no.
player.
See,
he thinks
okay,
he can
look.
shoot
I'll
threes.
put it to you like this.
I think if he
you're-
focuses just on defense
you're
and
not
becomes one of those defensive players that is lacking in the
but,
NBA, he
but
could.
to be a
he
but
could be
to be a
legit.
lottery
he's like a
defensive
top
player,
3
you
to
get
5
run
pick.
out of the league. Unless you get on a team with a coach that just uses you for that, and then the city uplifts
Yeah.
you. If you come in the league and you're trying to be like, okay, like
Listen, I don't think he's
Kid
a
Gilchrist.
superstar like.
Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
I think Aiden's going to be a.
Kid Gilchrist has the brokest jumper
Oh,
of
he's
all
awesome.
time.
No, but remember,
Listen, I
everyone
but I
think
loved him.
I think Aiden's going to be a star.
Aiden's a star.
Trey Young, I like him a lot. He's
situation.
not the next Steph Curry.
100%.
Situation.
He's more of the next Isaiah Thomas.
No, he's
at
better
best.
than Isaiah.
No.
He's clearly better than Isaiah. I think
No, he wants to pass.
the best
Isaiah passes.
To who, himself?
Yeah.
the best thing that's happening to Trey Young is that he's slipping down draft boards.
Mhm.
He's going to end up in a solid
Better
situation with a decent team with guys he can pass the ball to.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, I don't know if
Maybe.
you guys watched that game. Their talent is
Is
trash
zero.
outside of him.
Zero.
So
Yeah.
anybody was sitting there, it's like, well, look at his shooting line. It's like
They
he was
needed
double
every.
covered,
They needed
and the
every one
refs
of those
let
shots.
him get pushed around the entire game.
But at the same time, the Steph Curry comparisons. he's way too
He's not
short.
Steph.
I know, but that's the comparisons he was getting all year. That's what everybody was talking about in college basketball. And that's why I compare him more. He's more of an Isaiah Thomas type player, a very small player that's going to have a hard time getting his shot off in the NBA consistently like he did in college. Will his passing be able to do what he did in college? You know, there's a lot of question marks with Trae Young with his size.
If Lonzo Ball is considered a great passer coming out of college, Trae Young might be Jesus Christ.
I hate to side with Quan, but I know I'm going to be siding with Quan here. Oh, my God. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Lonzo is a next-level passer. Lonzo is special when it comes to passing. I know the assist numbers aren't the same as Trae Young, but he also got rid of the ball so quick on a lot of these plays that he was like the hockey assist. He passed it down, then someone else passed it to somebody wide open.
He was getting the secondary assist.
Lonzo is special when it comes to passing.
And Lonzo's a lot bigger, too, so he can see
gosh,
over
that
the
hurt
defense.
To do. That hurt. I might have to walk around.
Phoenix and Atlanta are your bottom of the league.
And Orlando, which is I have a feeling that's going to be like the Mo Bamba landing spot. If you're a raw, tall guy that wants to not be developed at all, you'll end up in Orlando.
Trae Young going to Orlando, would that be a good situation? I think it would.
It'd be good for them, but he will go way later than that.
Okay.
Bye, ladies.
Brooklyn,
Do you have to go, Lisa,
Brooklyn is
I can go.
Cleveland.
No, it's up to you. You can stay. We're not kicking you out.
1 more hour.
Okay.
Oh no, we're not going that far.
Yeah, I only got like a few more minutes.
Yeah.
Brooklyn is Cleveland.
Steve has to change.
My girlfriend.
I mean, we're going to 9:30. We're doing a 2-hour show.
Dallas is already got Dennis Smith Jr. Sacramento already has De'Aaron Fox.
Are you talking about for Trae Young?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the bottom half of the league.
He's probably
late
lottery.
him and Devin Booker.
Clippers.
Him and Devin Booker in Phoenix would make sense.
You like Clippers?
No. I'm just saying.
No, him and Phoenix would make a lot of sense, but I think Phoenix will be picking too high. That Clippers noise you were just saying, that makes a lot of sense.
Clippers would make sense.
That makes a ton of sense, actually. That's a great call.
And the Clippers are just
Trey. Sounds right.
I don't know if they'll be bad enough to get him.
I think they're going to be like 10.
A lot of people don't like
They're
him.
going to be like between 8 and bottom of the lottery.
No, the Clippers will be bottom of the lottery.
Clippers are barely out of the playoffs. They can make the playoffs.
No. I understand that, but I think that the way the NBA is set up, the Clippers will have a top 10 pick.
I agree with that.
You did?
NBA has never cared about the Clippers.
That's true. Nor should they have.
Josh, if NBA cared about the Clippers, they're in LA. They would definitely be a good team if NBA cared for them to be a good team. Trust
the Clippers had top 5 pick after top 5 pick. The Clippers didn't care about the Clippers.
Listen, they had they had top 5 pick. They had top 5 pick after top 5 pick because they couldn't win any games ever. That wasn't the NBA helping them out. That was
Let's not
them.
forget Elgin Baylor, great player.
Yeah.
Fantastic Nipsey Russell lookalike. Horrible executive. One of the by far best players of all time.
One of the top
easily
5 worst.
I mean, in your bottom 5 of worst executives that ever walked
They
the
didn't
earth.
draft
Which talking to most people,
But he also never got a super high pick other than Olowokandi.
Yeah, and talking to most people around the Clippers area at the time, he didn't have a lot of decision making. With Donald Sterling would always, crack the whip.
Yeah, because he didn't want to spend money.
Bad analogy.
It's actually a perfect.
I was just gonna say either that was terrible or that was just perfect.
That was terrible.
I mean, ain't no in
Accurate
between on
analogy.
that one. I mean,
I don't think you guys
Accurate
realize.
analogy.
yeah.
Let's not all talk at once. I don't think you guys realize Elgin Baylor had a lawsuit against the Clippers most of the time he was there the last 10 years.
He did.
He had a lawsuit against the Clippers. So he definitely was one of those people once Donald Sterling went out that jumped in to let them know, like, yeah.
That's real.
It's a real thing.
Donald Sterling reminds me a lot of another Donald when you think about it.
Yeah.
Very similar
Duck?
people.
But Sterling's
Could be that.
Sterling's not
He
getting.
probably walked around a lot without pants on.
Sterling's not getting a second term.
No, he's not.
Sterling's not getting a second.
He's not.
See,
I
you
hate
just kept
you
it
so
going.
much
You had to
right
keep
now.
going.
This guy, man.
Social media makes it so easy. to troll.
It makes it so easy for you to be a terrible person.
You could just put up anything you don't even mean, and people just go crazy. I just let people go at
Right.
it. I had someone block me today. I don't even know who it is.
Oh.
She blocked me for somebody else said.
Wait.
I didn't even comment on my post.
Do you get to see if someone blocks you?
Yeah, because you can't comment on their thing anymore, and their name isn't a link anymore.
Yeah.
You can't click on their
Disappears.
name.
I don't know. I don't say enough incendiary things on Facebook.
See, if Facebook wasn't doing the bad
Well.
stuff they
Yeah.
were doing and they were doing something right, if someone blocks you, you should try to reply, and then Dikembe Mutombo should pop up like this.
I do that.
No.
That
Listen,
would be
every
so
time
awesome.
every time I'm about to block somebody, I say Dikembe, and then I put up the meme, and then I block them.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I do it every time.
That is awesome.
I do it every time.
Oh,
But yeah, back to the NBA doesn't care about the Clippers. I think DeAndre Ayton's going to be a really good player. I think Bagley, once Duke either wins or is out of the tournament, you're going to see him jump to the NBA.
Oh, it's already
no
happened.
question.
The
It's
next,
already happened.
The bags have already been dropped for next year.
yeah. And then everyone hyped up. I want to squash everyone's dream of Zion going to Duke. Everyone keeps posting the video of how great this guy is, dunking on 5'8" white guys.
Oh yeah.
He's going to Duke next year. He's going to be an average player in the NBA. You heard it here first.
He'll be good in college.
He'll be decent in college.
I don't even know about that.
I think he's a worse version of Julius Randle.
Whoa. I don't even
More
think they really play
athletic.
the same.
Left-handed.
More athletic.
He's smaller.
Well, college though, Julius Randle was
Listen,
Athletic.
Julius Randle was
listen. We
ridiculous in
watch
college.
these highlights of Zion on the.
dunking against air.
He's dunking.
Basically,
all the
yeah,
all the
like,
people he's
it's-
playing against is like the Summerlin All Stars.
Listen,
I
let's
I
not
said
forget
that.
we also that's the reason that Giannis fell so far was because of who he was playing against. You couldn't tell if he was good or just playing against like people on a little Tykes run.
Well, but see, Giannis, the difference. My
Little
difference
tight.
with him is that
He's
he
super
had
long.
well he had a position, whereas Zion, what is he? He's 6'7", 6'8".
He's shorter than that.
I remember
See?
being
like
Zion's like
you-
6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, see, he's not a guard, so it's like those guys like, and this is my Anthony Bennett analogy. When you're so used to being the bully, and then you meet another bully finally,
yeah.
and
real
you're so
bully.
used to it doesn't even have to be a real bully, but you're just finally having
Yeah.
somebody push back.
Yeah.
It's a different game when someone pushes
Yeah. back.
And if you can't continue to elevate through, like, okay, well, I have another part of my game that isn't bully, it's skill.
Yeah. Right.
That's where good people become great. But if all I have is bully, and then I can't bully you no more, I can't punk you to get into where I want, I can't snarl at you or curse you out to freak you out and then dunk
Yeah.
on you. It's a different game.
But I
He's
think
changed.
that almost that as crazy as this sounds, Zion's pick of where he went to school is actually going to help him.
Yeah.
Because he's playing with two other guys ranked higher than him
True.
at his position.
True.
So he's going to have to change his game somewhat just in college. All of them
Yeah.
are going to have to modify their games. They're going to have to be better.
Yeah.
You know, and they're all going to have Tyus Jones' little brother is coming in to be their point guard next year too.
I want to see what kind of shape they can get him in, because I still don't feel like he's in good shape.
Yeah.
that was
Every time Zion.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I see him, he always looks a little soft.
To
Well, we
me-
see the same highlight over and over again. That's why.
That's
Oh,
kind
no,
of that's
I-
kind of like my issue watching him play is he just seems to be just naturally a little bit bigger and more gifted than the people he's playing against.
Yeah.
So he's big enough that he can kind of back them down. I mean, when you're literally like 5, 6, 7 inches taller than somebody, unless they have just like super hops, it's pretty easy to dunk on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like not shoot a jumper in their face or not cross them over, but just you're running down the court, you catch a pass or you catch it 2 dribbles, whatever, and
Especially
then dunk.
those players that
It's-
have different shaped calves.
I think
White players.
this is gonna sound
Yeah,
like a
okay.
bad
The
bad
whites.
analogy, but it's actually kind of complimentary because the guy's had a not terrible career. I think Zion is a little bit bigger Tyreek Evans.
Oh,
gosh.
okay. Hey,
That's a solid
that-
player.
I was about to say Tyreek.
He's
had
still
a
good
great-
right now.
He's had a very good NBA career.
He's still good right this second.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah,
Look,
I'll give it to him.
a lot of
Rookie of the
people.
year,
A
he
lot
was
of
killing it.
lot of people. Look, when it comes down to it, the NBA really is about situations. You can be great, but then a lot of it comes down to your ownership and where you're at and what they put around you. If you like, because
True,
you know,
but if
like
you look at the NBA, I don't think a lot of NBA teams are really high on Tyreek anymore either, because they were trying to give him away
yeah,
at the trade deadline.
Oh, that's untrue. The problem there
They couldn't
was
get
a
a
lot of
buyout.
a lot of teams were high, but they asked for too much. Teams weren't giving up a first round pick for him.
Oh yeah.
Teams were looking for pick and player,
yeah.
and they just overplayed their hand. That's all that
Yeah.
was. Teams wanted him. Boston wanted him bad.
They did.
Hmm.
They did.
I think
Trying to
these.
think who else.
I just think these are definitely guys where I feel like if there's not a NCAA, a college they need to go to, there's definitely that mid-level program they need to be in, like a G League or something, before they go into the NBA. It's just been very few players who I think like you can look at right now and then decide, okay, they're going to be great in the NBA.
Yeah.
You know, I even remember like I was in high school when Larry Hughes was in high school in St. Louis, and our team at our high school was really good. We had a game against them, and I remember everybody being there because all the buzz about him going to the NBA and all this other
Where
stuff.
did Larry go? Was it Charminade?
I want to say it was CBC. If it wasn't him, somebody else went to CBC. I remember it was two guys came out of St. Louis and basically went right to the league. Larry Hughes and
One of the
other kid's
rushes.
names?
Darius
something?
Miles.
Darius Miles.
Miles.
Yeah, Darius
I was
Miles.
about to say Darius was
And
from out there.
and so both of those guys. Darius was younger than me, but so I was out of high school when he was in high school, and the buzz was around him. But both of those guys, they were long, tall guys compared to the people they were playing with.
Sure.
You know, so these guys were, you know, long and tall, and they were able to run point. Where the team they're playing against, the guys their size are centers.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to see that matchup and to see him being bigger, longer, and faster than the point guards that are guarding him or the shooting guards guarding him, for him to make a move over them, and if he could get to the free throw line, he can dunk on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
in the NBA, it's not that easy. In college, it's not that easy. You know, but there are some guys who have that, and you can kind of see like, this guy is just way too fast. He's long, he's big, he's in shape. Yeah, he's probably ready for the league, you know?
Yeah.
Anthony Davis style.
Right. You know what
Anthony
I mean?
Davis
So
was a nightmare no matter what.
But you
DeMarcus
see
Cousins was nuts in high school.
yeah, so you
and
see
in college.
Nuts in high school.
but you see this kid like Zion, the guys he's playing against, I've not heard or seen any of them play enough to think like okay, is he dunking on somebody worth talking about?
But-
Is
But
this
we're
even somebody's bench that he's
we're
dunking
living
on? You know what I mean?
We're living in a
So-
YouTube highlight world, so
Everything
people are
looks
getting
great.
overhyped up on a lot of players, and that's kind of the problem.
Well, next year's a
that I
weak
think-
year. It's already they already know that going in.
Yeah, and that's why they're
Yeah.
trying to push players that are going to be good, but not great. But I mean, I had somebody put up a question: is he the next LeBron? And I unfriended him.
Too small.
Yeah,
Doesn't- I mean,
like
There is no next LeBron.
Well, in terms of next LeBron, he can't even dribble. Like, he can't dribble.
Yeah, I mean, the next LeBron.
LeBron came out with crazy passing vision,
He did.
even more size, and there is no next LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron is one of one.
The closest thing to LeBron right now would be Ben Simmons.
Mm,
That's the closest thing.
close.
No, I said closest. I didn't say he's going to be.
Yeah, I
said
know
the next,
that.
Like in terms
Yeah.
of what he is
But
on
that
the floor.
that
If he
just
doesn't
shows
develop
you
a shot, I
that
don't
just
think
shows
he's
you
gonna-
how much LeBron is LeBron and
Yeah.
how much
Yeah.
he is completely
I think that's
one of a kind.
that's always where you put great players. I feel like I hate the comparison of which players, like, you know, who's better this or that. Like, certain players have certain strengths, and there will never be another player to possess that strength, you
Yeah.
know.
There will never be another Michael Jordan.
There won't be. I mean,
Nope.
I don't. We
Nope.
will never see
He's the
anybody
one.
with that level of like kill. Like, and even Phil Jackson said the difference between Jordan and Kobe was Jordan had more
Josh,
of a
can you get
level
her
of
water?
coachability than Kobe had. And maybe that was the slight difference that gave Jordan that little extra kill, because he could be tweaked in a game and it just take him just completely over the top. LeBron doesn't have that, but LeBron has a set of skills that Jordan didn't have.
No, LeBron was given everything.
So,
I mean,
I mean, yeah,
the
there
everything
are-
package was given to him.
Yeah, so I mean, it's
From the government.
hey,
Maybe.
and pharmaceuticals.
could have
Hey,
came from Tony Stark. Who
He
knows?
was
I mean, like-
created. He was created.
Hey, you know what?
There's no history of LeBron
I'll take whatever he's having.
before the age of 10. No history.
There are no pictures.
His mom is 10 years older than him. I mean, how's that work?
His
How's that work?
Delonte West, I don't know.
his mom found this one random man in Akron, Ohio, that was 7 feet tall.
Named Delonte.
His mom found an alien.
Yo,
Wow.
terrible.
Alien abduction. It is International Alien Abduction Month or something like that.
Is it? What?
Something like that.
Where do you dig these things up?
That's a good fact.
It's radio. You gotta dig these up. All right. We're going to talk about NBA playoff matchups. We'll do that on Thursday. Tonight's games, there's a really good one going on right now. Houston and Portland. It's a 1-point game. Portland's backcourt, if they get some small forwards, they're going to be legit.
They have some. They're just not good enough.
Well, some good ones. Because they got, what's the big white dude? I always get
Nurkic?
him. Yeah, Nurkic. I always get him and Jokic
Yusuf.
mixed up.
That's because they played together.
Because they have the same last name.
Well, they had to move.
They look
had to move
exactly the
Nurkic
same.
to play Jokic more.
Yeah.
No, look.
They do not look exactly the same.
They're big
That's
white
racist.
guys. They're big white guys.
They're Euros. The Euros all look the
Their
same.
calves are shaped the same.
do not look the same.
only Euro that
They don't
doesn't
look
look like
remotely
the
the same.
rest is Kristaps Porzingis. Everybody else, you're the same guy essentially.
They have the same
That's
calves.
like
Nikola,
that's like saying that
Mirotic.
I watched a Bucks game and Giannis and Thon Maker look the same.
That is
They
not
don't remotely
true.
look the same.
Thon Maker is Sudanese.
Don't say it.
Sudanese.
Okay.
Thank you for
Boom.
not saying what.
Okay.
What you wanted
I mean,
me to
I
say?
guess you could say it.
Did
It
you want me to
doesn't matter.
say
I
blue
can't say
black?
it.
He's
Hey,
he's
well.
a very dark skinned man.
And he's
Nothing
not
wrong.
good either. Plus, I think he's like
he's-
4 years older than they say.
Oh, yeah, he definitely is.
So that tells you he's just not good.
Did you see the? Did you guys? You probably not because it probably just came up in my stuff because I'm from the area. This kid helped get Einstein.
You pulled a Todd. Can I get a ride? Probably not, so I'll just take a lift.
No, it was from DC, so I was like, I don't know if you guys would have seen it.
I follow a lot of DC people.
No, you don't. You don't. Not on
I
Google.
think
Your
I know-
Google doesn't give you
I
DC
think I know
news,
what,
and if it does,
I think I know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
where
already.
the kid basically
Kid was basically
Kid's like 21. He's
no,
a freshman in high school.
25, and he
So
was
he's
a freshman in high school.
And he like
and-
took this team completely
Yeah,
from
the team
nowhere
went
to like
winless
championship.
last year to
That's
to the
amazing.
state championship.
But
and
there's
they were
all
just
this
like,
video
oh,
evidence.
You know, we're gonna be
on
okay.
him.
We got a freshman. He's like 6'11".
Wow.
Like he was dominating, but he was still he still looked raw as a 22-year-old.
Wow.
He was a 22-year-old raw from Africa.
He didn't.
Oh,
No,
man.
he didn't look
I
that raw.
think I did see that
Oh
story.
no,
This
I
is
see.
a
I didn't
while
see any
ago, huh?
video. I just was
I
going
saw
off what the
pictures.
coach.
No, his game was kind of raw, but like
Oh, his
facially,
face.
no,
Yeah.
he
He
that's
had
a
a full
grown man.
beard. He had a full beard.
I thought it was a joke. I saw that a little while ago. This is a couple
Oh
months
yeah,
ago.
no, this was real.
I thought it was a joke because he did in his face. He looked like an old man. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how did anybody fall for this?
How did anybody ever say this child was 14? 15?
Yeah, who?
Hey,
who-
we bought it for Greg Oden.
Greg Oden, LeBron James.
Greg Oden was definitely LeBron's dad.
Yeah.
If you want to know who LeBron's dad is,
No,
It's
because
Greg
LeBron.
Oden.
Definitely.
No, because LeBron is,
oh,
is not
Delroy
injury
Lindo.
prone.
Well, Delroy Lindo. as
Delroy
well.
Lindo might be LeBron's
Delroy
dad.
Lindo is LeBron's dad.
Delroy Lindo and like and German steroids and blood transfusions are LeBron's dad.
Nah,
Wow.
he went to Wakanda.
He's built out of vibranium. Whatever they give you to make you the Black Panther,
He
I
got
think
some
LeBron
rock.
got that.
Now, as the Black
The
Panther
heart-shaped herb.
leaves your body.
We will slip the Black Panther from you.
Yeah, I can't participate in any of that.
I haven't watched that movie.
Oh, I hate you, Quad. I can get in on the jokes now. See,
I actually have the ticket. I was the billionth dollar.
stop it.
All right.
You got the golden
I
ticket.
got the golden ticket.
I got the golden ticket.
1 billionth. You're the 1 billionth dollar.
You're the McDonald extra value guy.
I was in the dashiki, but it just didn't make sense.
I would pay money to see you in the dashiki.
I mean,
I'd buy the
with
dashiki
with
and
one of
pay
those
you.
hats.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'll
with
wear
the
it.
flat hat.
No,
Oh.
out in public
I'll wear it.
at an event with black people.
Come on.
Oh
You're taking it too
my
far.
God, he gonna get beat up.
You just took it too far.
I mean, my money's on the line, right? Steve will go with you.
with the
got you covered.
with the backless sandals on.
Steve would be like, I don't know who he is. Steve will be sitting in the seat next week.
Man, stop.
I don't know what happened to Quan, guys,
Stop.
but I'm in the throne.
Quan's
Like,
albino. It's fine. He's
Quan,
fine.
Quan went to
blends in.
Zamunda. He'll be back
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
I think I could fake it enough for a good 5 minutes to be able to get out of there alive.
On radio.
You'd be fine.
I could do it in real life.
You'd be fine.
Wait, in a dashiki?
Definitely.
Yeah. We're not that
You'd be
crazy.
amazed, though. Honestly, though, you might get a lot of props out of it.
If the
I
dashiki
think
is hot.
I think
No
that's,
one's
that's
hating
the
if it's
style.
that's
hot.
definitely one of those
Wakanda
things.
forever.
That joint's fly.
It could go either way. I mean, it could, you know, yeah. It could
Definitely.
really work out for you or not.
Or,
right.
or it could go the other way.
All right, real quick. The XFL isn't the only new
Oh, Lord.
team. Embersaw's son, Charlie Embersaw, he actually directed a documentary of XFL. They're starting a new league in 2019. They actually have CBS aboard to put some of their games on there. The CBS app also. And they have some NFL players invested in it. And I think they're trying to stomp out the XFL before the XFL even gets off the ground. What do you guys think about that? And
clearly.
will this stomp out the XFL?
Hopefully.
If it sticks even a little bit,
Because they're pretty
it
much
will,
saying like
yeah.
Vince McMahon only has his money backing up the XFL.
I hope he's not dumb.
This league, which is called the Alliance of American Football, is going to debut right after the Super Bowl, the week after.
Next year, a year ahead.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
so the XFL has, I mean,
I
If
think
this
it's
league
done. I
does
think
it-
XFL is done.
I think it whether it
Good.
it has a success or fails, it kills the XFL. If it wins, nobody wants to see the XFL. If it fails, why would anybody think the XFL would even succeed? You know what I
Very
mean?
true, Steve.
Like that's the
It's quite insightful.
you know that's it. Like this, they just put the nail in Vince McMahon's coffin. I mean, if he comes back and wins,
Well, let's
from
face
this
it, he's a
one, I don't know,
billionaire.
man.
He'll
I
be
mean,
all
it
right.
couldn't
but-
have happened to a
well,
nicer guy.
Yeah, I mean, his money would be fine, but
Come on, Portland.
ain't gonna be no football. Yeah.
Portland playing.
Unless he
games.
finds a way to initiate steel chairs onto the football field, like I mean, I don't see it right.
Hey, the coin what was it? The run out for the coin flip? What was that called? When they
Oh,
had to
That was
Uh,
ridiculous.
I
like that
know what
stuff.
you're talking about.
I like that stuff. They don't have a coin flip.
They got
have
hurt all
they
the
have like a
time.
run out. Like you had to like run. You would pick your.
I know what you're
fastest
talking about.
two
They would
guys.
just, and they would just have to go out and try to get the ball. Yeah, people
Good
got hurt
stuff.
on that.
Whoever got the ball got the ball.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, it's so ingenious.
Nice, Steve.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it could
Whoever
just
got the
easily
ball.
be handled by a coin
Got
flip.
the ball.
And jumping from WWE and XFL to UFC, your favorite boxer is training soon to be in the UFC.
Yeah.
Is this real?
I don't know.
No.
Nope.
Okay,
No,
we didn't think
No.
McGregor versus Mayweather in boxing
no,
was
that
real.
made sense because of the
No,
money.
nobody thought
No
was gonna happen.
chance.
No.
Nobody
I'm
thought
not
that was
gonna
going
Yeah,
to
no
happen.
chance.
chance.
Okay,
I was
Money
Floyd,
ain't there.
Floyd has said he's starting his training with
Sure.
what's his
Sure.
face?
Sure.
Yeah.
He needs to
Nate
sit down
Diaz?
and
No,
retire.
Okay.
Sure.
So
Money ain't there.
Mm-mm.
number one, I was that person who was 1,000,000% Floyd Mayweather and McGregor would not have a boxing match. I would have bet my house, my kids, my soul on it.
Well, Steve, they really
obviously-
didn't. They had a weak exhibition.
Yeah, but
Which
it was
people paid for
it was a
some
terrible.
Which how come we don't think
Yeah,
this could be
but-
the same thing? It's going to be the same exact
No.
thing.
But here's the
money.
thing though. I don't think Mayweather will try to go at the champion of that sport. I think Mayweather, believe it or not, is a little smarter than that, and I think that he will fight a lesser known, maybe even
fight
a
McGregor.
couple amateur fights. I don't think he's going to fight McGregor.
If he does that,
I mean,
he will
it's.
literally
I mean,
die.
I'll probably bet my house again because it's just I can't see somebody like a Mayweather
Did you lose your house before?
willingly. No, I didn't.
How
I can't
do you
see-
still
So
have
did
a
you win a
home?
second house?
How do you still have a
I just
home?
can't see some
You just
a
put it up willy
Mayweather.
nilly like this.
Like McGregor is pure just pride and I can do whatever, and he knew it was going to be a payday for him, biggest payday of his life.
And also knew he wasn't going to win. And had no
Yeah,
chance.
and for Mayweather, it was hey, I'm a boxer, I'm gonna go to 50-0, and it's going to be another huge payday. This will not be that big of a payday.
Nope.
And it's only going to look bad on Mayweather if he loses.
When he loses.
When he loses, if he
that
fights
nose
McGregor.
once that nose gets
So for him to fight anybody that's not a novice like himself, I just don't see it happening. But
He's not fighting anybody.
yeah,
this
Stranger
is
Things.
all ridiculous.
Yeah, I would think that he's going into training maybe. Maybe trying to find a way to open up the MMA like boxing is, where you can have more promoters and you can have bigger fights
I
and things in
guarantee
that
that's
way.
more so what he's
I
doing.
could see that angle being worked, and I would like to see that angle worked because I would like to see bigger fights and these guys who are getting choked out actually get paid more than 2 months of rent and some donuts when it's all said and done. Yeah, shout out to what's his face.
Well,
for
the problem
not
right
paying his
now,
people,
the
but,
problem right now, UFC
know.
doesn't have a lot of stars, and you have John Jones, who they keep trying to bring back, and he keeps screwing up.
They need to just
it's
stop.
It's not like back in
stop
the
letting
day.
that news get out.
It's not like back in the day when they had Tito Ortiz going for a long time.
Yeah.
Chuck Liddell.
Chuck
Well,
Liddell.
You had
there's-
Rampage. You
Well,
had
see,
stars.
but that's
and now
the-
they're lacking that, and it's because you have people you start bringing up as stars, and they lose after 2 fights.
Well, that-
because
well,
they let
there's too many
anybody
good
fight
people.
anybody
That's the
because
thing,
there's no
because-
real ranking
yeah,
system. That's
UFC
why.
Well, they also
UFC
make you fight the best,
the best.
all the
Exactly.
time.
So if you're
If
not
boxing
that,
did that, nobody would have an undefeated record.
Exactly.
Right.
So you have to find a way to build your champions up and get them a fan base, and then have them fight someone else who's been hungry and fought and built their way up to that fan base.
Lisa, what do you
to
think?
have a similar fan
Let
base.
Lisa talk.
I agree so much on what he's saying. I don't think this is going to be good, especially fighting McGregor. McGregor's going to kick his ass
Yeah.
if he.
Well, but I think it'll be
Flying
just
knee to the
it'll be,
chops.
It would be just like if it were to happen, which I think there's a 0% chance of. It would be just like the boxing match where the person who specializes in that sport
Is gonna
doesn't
win.
care,
Yep.
takes
Right.
it so easy on them, and doesn't embarrass them to protect the payday and protect the pride. Come on, that was all handshake deal. Plus,
Right,
I
think
Floyd was
so
at-
do you
too.
think? Do you think?
Floyd was
do
at
you,
Girl Collection till 3-4 in the morning,
Do you?
night before.
Do you
was-
think-
drinking.
Wait, but do
He
you
Right.
really
think,
took it that serious?
do
Come
you
on,
think
man.
Connor? Do you think Connor would actually do that though? Because
100% because
Yeah.
Connor,
I don't know.
Floyd, no, he knows who paid him.
Okay.
Floyd
All right, that's
gave
that's
Connor
fair.
But
the
that's why
biggest
I
money
think
of
it could
his
happen,
life.
though. That's
They
why.
were best friends. I think they
Oh
were.
no, they
I
were
think they were mad
every
cool.
bit
They
of that was
embedded
all
in
Let me tell
that.
you
together.
something.
Stop
They
shooting threes.
embedded
that whole
that.
tour was all them. They might as well have scripted that.
They
That was
did. I think
WWE.
that's
That
what they
wasn't.
did.
There was
They
no
scripted.
animosity
Okay,
there.
so Dave, you're saying all this, so why? That's why I don't understand why you think it can't happen in the UFC. It's going to be the same thing.
Well, the reason that Dave is saying this, I'll speak for Dave because you know what I mean, I'm Dave's conscience. Basically,
I haven't heard from him in a while.
Especially this weekend.
Basically, especially from for Floyd, you know, it's not going to be the same free reign. It's not Money Mayweather Promotions. Floyd isn't getting this over the moon payday because it's his company that's running everything. If it's in a UFC octagon, that's Dana.
Then that
Dana's
would
getting,
really never happen.
Dana's getting
I love
because now it's in his arena. So before
Yeah.
Dana got his cut, but that was only because he still had his his hands in
Listen,
Connor's pocket.
they would make money work somehow.
Oh no, I mean they could make it.
This
they
is still
definitely-
getting paid. I don't care if it's UFC or not.
They definitely
They're
can make
still
it
getting
work.
paid.
They could definitely make it work, but I've think about how many times in the last 15, 20 years that you've actually seen Floyd kind of cater to somebody else and not the other way around.
Never.
Well,
Why should he?
And here's
No, but you understand what I'm
here's the
saying?
problem though. Here's the problem now. Floyd's an older guy.
Sure.
What happens with older athletes that have been in the limelight forever for their whole
they're
entire
still
life?
holding on.
They don't know how to let go. They want to be seen no matter what. So that's
Yeah.
why I think
wrong. Jay-Z, because
Nah,
Jay-Z was. I mean, Michael.
I'm going to
can't
choose to
remember.
believe I never heard that.
I'm just a bit. I'm more of a Jay-Z fan than probably
Anybody
yeah.
besides
so,
Beyonce and Blue.
and that's
maybe.
questionable.
Beyonce's probably not that much of a fan most of the time.
Yeah, that's just something he does.
Oh,
He just does his thing.
oh.
Yeah. All right.
but-
So we have what we've called the poor sport of the week in the past, and we're actually changing the name to Unfriended. Going with the unnamed, theme. Unfriended is how we're going to end this show today. So how it works is we're going to unfriend somebody. It could be an athlete. It could be Monique, Steve, if you wish. Don't go on too big of a
Never.
rant, though. But
All right.
somebody that just in media this week, in sports this week, just made you want to unfriend them.
You unfriended me.
So, Dave, I'm going to go ahead and start with you. Who are you unfriending this week?
Mine is not a person, but a group of people. College basketball officials.
Oh.
They are the worst. I was talking to Quan about this earlier. Man, how is it? I mean, I had to ask him, do we have to wait until someone gets their neck broken when somebody slides underneath somebody in midair and that's a charge? These charge calls in college are garbage. Most calls in college are garbage. And then they do these reviews where they review it for 5 minutes, keep the same call, even after every angle of the review shows they were wrong. But really, the charge calls, the whole charge defense, I mean, Duke started this.
Center mass.
But
Center mass, Dave.
everyone else has moved further. It's such garbage basketball. It prepares no one for the next level. And really, when you play like that, it doesn't prepare you for life. It makes you a worse person. This is the kind of thing, I always take everything to now granted, organized basketball does not necessarily have to be this way, but if you tried what they do in a pickup game, you're getting beat up.
Yeah.
Because you're taking somebody's life and injuries into your hands all the time. And it's just every game, all game long, constantly.
Yeah.
Or Fats Russell from Rhode Island against Trae Young in Oklahoma. Let me run into Trae Young, bounce off him like Trae Young is 400 pounds, and throw my hands around. Trae Young's got 2 offensive fouls in the first half from that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was just garbage. And then the next game, they're actually calling when I'm smacking guys and running into them, and he's just looking all shocked. It's like, I'm sorry that you were officiated correctly in this game against Duke, and Trae Young was a lot smaller than when you're trying to bounce off of some of the bigger guys that they have out there handling the ball. When he was bouncing off of Gary Trent Jr., Gary Trent's just looking like, that's funny. You're funny.
All right, Steve.
You unfriended me.
Who you got, Steve? Who you unfriending this week?
Quan's just happy he made that. That
Probably
sequence.
the entire Ball family, but at least Lonzo Ball today.
Lonzo's done nothing recently.
I was just watching him play, and the man shot a 3-pointer that bounced off the top of the backboard. He was wide open. Later in the game, he had a fast break, dunk, cocked it back, and I'm thinking, okay, a highlight for Lonzo. Nope. Boink! The ball went flying.
Shoot.
Yeah, we've seen everybody miss a dunk at some point in time and miss threes, but company with his ugly shot and his awkwardness and just his kind of low budget Drake look,
Yes,
all those things
It's a
combined,
miniatures Drake. I said
it just was like, oh gosh, dude, I'm sick of looking at you right now.
Drake with
it just makes everything so much worse with the way that he is. And then his family, I'm reading this article about them in Lithuania and how and just the way stuff is going is if I was those kids, I'd just run away. I mean,
Why? You're talking about them in Las Vegas on Fremont Street.
All that will ever be is people talking about them. That's it. At the rate that they're going, they are being crippled.
Are you sure? Because
and they are
Kardashians have been around for 10+ years.
Are
Yeah,
they,
we all
okay,
know
if
what's
they just want to be media people and be famous and be talked
The
about,
ball
fine. But
children
if
are
they
not.
want to be ball players, he's crippling them very badly.
Yeah.
Very badly.
And they're
Like,
all
Yeah,
ugly,
that
Quan.
too.
Outside of
and they are
outside,
ugly.
outside of the middle child, he's about the
Whoa.
only one that can get
I'm-
some girls.
I'm not gonna lie,
Just saying.
man. Most mixed
The other
kids
two are-
Well, I don't know.
look pretty good.
Lonzo got a pretty hot girl
no,
pregnant.
dog. Well,
Well,
that's,
he's got money too.
That's
so,
that's
yeah.
also a different conversation
Yeah,
for a different
exactly,
day.
yeah.
They've been together for 5 years. Anyways,
Hey,
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
he's
you
been a
see your meal
prospect for a
ticket
while.
for a long
Yeah.
time. I mean, some girls know how to play their hand. That's all it is. Don't be mad because she slow played.
Hey.
I'm going to get pregnant.
Payday.
Like, would you be? You act like people don't know how to see a scouting report. Like,
You know what I'm saying?
in about 3 years and 17 days, I
think-
shall be paid.
You think his dad ain't pull her to the side like my son's gonna play for the Lakers? You think what? You think he just selling us that? He sold her that too.
Mhm.
That girl been hearing that story from before they started dating.
and he got drafted by the Lakers and he's playing for him. So they're doing
Yeah.
something right.
And he's
The family's
Well,
doing
he's
something
so-
right.
And
The
bet you-
family's doing something
Knowing
right.
how LeVar does it, he probably looked into that girl's family's athletic background because he said he chose his wife based on her ability to produce tall children.
Yeah.
Oh
Look.
man.
I can close
did.
I can close my eyes and throw 1,000 balls from half court, and at some point I might hit 2 in a row. And if that's the only video I show you, you'll think, man, this kid is great at hitting these half court shots. So I'm just saying, when you look at when you
What?
listen to the Ball family, and
Lonzo
you see
Ball is
their,
in the NBA. He didn't just make 2 highlights. to
Lonzo
get
is
into
good.
the
I'm not
NBA.
just talking about
His
him. I'm
brothers are
talking
not
about
good.
his dad and his brothers and their family in general. They're all.
I mean,
unfriended.
his dad's a
Yeah.
pretty smart businessman, so I don't.
I
don't know.
Benzino
they
was pretty
overrated
smart
for
too
me.
Until
until.
he stabbed Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jesus.
Benzino pull.
Wow.
Right.
Oh, you weren't prepared. I usually step away from that one.
All right, Josh.
You unfriended me.
Wow.
Who you got, Josh?
I'm gonna go real life and
Oh.
say the new Unabomber that's attacking South by Southwest.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man.
the whole
what-
area.
What the heck, bro?
That's where I'm going.
It's not
So,
just there, man. It's all over.
we went cryptic.
I went dark. Had to go dark.
Man, we tried to end it on a funny.
Nope. No
Second.
fun.
We
No
need to find
funny
that
there.
guy.
No funny there.
Wow.
That's getting more and more dangerous and scary by the day.
And we don't know who it is or what, I mean,
Unabomber. Unabomber's son.
everyone's
I
assuming
know.
one thing though.
What, that it's white?
Is
A
it
white
white?
guy?
Yeah.
No. And look,
If-
with as many terrorists that are out there and all that kind of stuff.
White people
no,
can be terrorists
no,
too.
no.
Don't,
Well,
don't get
we
yourself.
we won't go into
Yeah.
the terrorism rule book. But
You must be
Uh,
Middle Eastern.
no. But I mean, the thing that did make me laugh. Okay, if you want to laugh, not about death. I hate you.
I didn't
That's
say
not
anything.
the funny part. No, the funny part is this: the cops reached out. No, this is actually
ahead.
funny.
Okay.
The cops reached out to the bomber and was like, "Please, we want to talk to you. Like, send us some of your notes." And it was
Send
like,
us something.
"So you have nothing right now, is what you're saying, and you want me to send something that can
Something?
incriminate myself?
And you want
You're an idiot.
You want
I'm just gonna
Oh,
keep killing.
God.
and you
Like,
want a
that's
package
crazy.
and you want a package bomber to send you something?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Also-
That's
Federal
even
Express.
funnier. That's
about
even
that.
better.
Think
That's
about
even
that.
better. Yeah, send us, please. This is
Wow.
the address. Okay.
Wow.
All right, Lisa, I know we're putting you on the spot.
You
Oh,
unfriended me.
That's so sad. Do you even know what
Stop
that's
it.
from?
It doesn't
I've
matter.
got Monique.
It's intervention, I know.
So sad, man.
It became a meme. He's happy now if he's still alive.
Oh my God.
Lisa, who you got?
I'm pretty. I don't want to unfriend nobody. They unfriend me.
Nah.
People unfriend me.
Why? Why would people unfriend you?
Because I'm a bitch.
Whoa!
Whoa. Radio.
There you go.
Radio.
Beep. Sorry.
She's a beat.
That was late.
Sorry, guys.
No,
We push
because
a.
I'm very blunt,
Okay.
and I don't.
Well, you're in Vegas.
sugar-
It's legal. Get it?
No, my girlfriend. There's. Too late.
Oh Lord.
No, they're my haters.
Okay.
I'm good.
She's gonna unfriend her haters.
Yep.
That's right.
Wow. Unfriend your haters, everybody.
If
Josh
Quan
is-
unfriended his
Don't
haters,
block
he'd have
them.
nobody left.
I'm unfriending you, Dave.
Fair enough.
I timed that out perfectly.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
I'm actually unfriending Facebook. They
Oh,
have had
that's
a
true.
major data breach.
What?
All
Yep.
of us, all of our information
It's
is out
all
there.
out there.
We're all out there. We already were anyways,
What?
because Facebook owns half the world, so they already had all of our information everywhere. But 50 million users got their stuff hacked pretty much.
Yep.
And everyone's watching the game. Josh is really into this game right now.
Yeah, because it's the last. Let's go. Come on.
So
Come
we're
on.
gonna end it on that Facebook as we're streaming live on Facebook. So I'm not sure if this video is gonna.
It's not going out now.
They friend.
Not going on now.
But
You're
we're
gonna
actually gonna commentate this game to end it. Actually, you know
16 seconds.
Yeah, you know the end of games last 5 minutes.
Uh oh, that's a backbreaker. No, didn't
there's
get it
no
up.
back.
Oh.
Good defense.
That's double dribble.
That's
course it
Chris
is.
Paul. That's Chris Paul. Stop, guys.
That's also
And they
pushing
got
off
the
right in the
rebound.
back. He pushed Amino
Man,
directly in
that's
the back.
terrible.
And
on
they
the
wouldn't
basket.
give him the
That's
foul to
absolutely
end the game.
terrible. It's a
Houston
double
wins
dribble,
113
double
to
dribble
111.
on
Horrible way to
Chris
go
Paul.
out. Horrible
double
night
dribble.
of basketball. I hate you, NBA
Man,
right
that's
now.
horrible, man. Like, just make the right calls, dog. And
I unfriend the Rockets. They're terrible to watch.
They
Wow.
are, and they're
Wow.
not winning.
And
That
Golden
was,
State
that was
is
a
definitely
clean
winning
double
the title.
dribble, right?
Yo, download the Guerilla Cross app. Follow us at Guerilla Cross on all social media. And tune in live every Tuesday. We're trying to figure out the time we're going to do. We might be doing prime time. And hit every Thursday, 2 p.m. West Coast time. We'll be back in afternoons. This Thursday coming up, we'll give you our final four picks and our champion right here on Unnamed Sports Show on Guerilla Cross Radio. We're out.
You unfriended me.
Getting hot, huh? So if we're gonna do Tuesday night, I think we gotta start right at 7. I mean, I'm being honest. Like if you do this tonight in the morning, bro, you get double once you get out there. But I mean, I think 7. I mean, I just don't think doing it too late is you know, I don't want to lose too many people doing it too late. You know what I'm saying? But I'm cool with 7. But I just think we have to like get here by 6:30, start at 7. You know, like do the pregame. If not, I have to like reevaluate my whole store schedule, and I will probably not be able to be around. We can still do Thursdays, right?